get a massage if you want up here.
No cell phone.
Yeah, you can have it.
Yeah, my only request is that if you want to look at your phone, just slide down to the table because that's what I'm play up here for 2 levels. Let the table randomly break.
Welcome back to Las Vegas yet again for bonus coverage of the 2024 U.S. Poker Open. Here's a look at our chip counts presented by Global Poker. And there you see it. Daniel Negreanu, 40 big blinds at this feature table. He takes center stage yet again as we have a bracelet winner in your favorite game, Donnie. Pedro Bromfman, 10K, no limit, deuce to 7.
What do they call themselves? The bonus chooches?
The bonus boys, buddy.
The bonus boys. Okay. Bonus chooches.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
They're doing the commentary. Donnie and Remko. The bonus boys.
It's sticking. I'm glad that it's sticking.
Huh? Me and John Riordan. The fucking loudmouth. And now
Yeah, I guess Pedro walked into the studio and Tim Duckworth said, "Did we change the schedule? This isn't no limit deuces." He said, "No, I'm just in town. Wanted to play. Saw this was on the schedule, so hopped in."
Pedro Bromfman, winner of the 10K, no limit, deuce to 7. One of my favorite people in poker to catch up with every time he's in Las Vegas. When he's not playing poker, Donnie, composing music for some of the biggest movies and TV shows in the world. Follow him on social. He sometimes just plays guitar and shows us his talents. But yes, we are here for some bonus coverage. My name is Remko. Rinkema, Donnie Peters alongside me in the booth. We're going to have quite a few hours of coverage again here on our YouTube and PokerGO channels. Hope you all tuned in earlier today for Jeff and Brent providing coverage of the final table of event number 4. We won't spoil the final table. If you want to watch that, it's available on PokerGO.com. Little update here on today's event number 5. 92 entries, which means that the first prize today is $239,000. That'll be dished out tomorrow, as today the goal is to play down to the final 6. The final 14 are guaranteed $23,000, and as you are familiar with by now, we play down to around the bubble here on our live stream. Then we let the players grind it out to the final 6 and then return for the final table tomorrow on PokerGO.com. Let us know in the chat who you're rooting for. Let us know in the chat if you're enjoying our added coverage. We're adding tons of hours to our streaming schedule by doing these bonus coverage streams, so we're very happy to have the opportunity to do so. And it's good to have King John Riordan back in the game as well.
15,000.
Riordan versus Bromfman here on the turn.
Not a bad card here on the turn for Riordan to represent, but Bromfman a non-believer so far.
Riordan decides to check back, and 5's no good, but Bromfman does get to see Riordan's cards, who rakes in this pot. Little look at the chip counts here at this feature table. German Nico Koop is our chip leader. He was the chip leader earlier on the feature table on our Event 2 live stream and couldn't make anything happen back then. Victoria Lifshitz, 55 big blinds. Again, amidst a good run here in Event 5. And then Riordan and Negreanu both above 400K.
You only play deuce. Yeah. Like a deuce specialist. Oh, you play PLO too. That makes sense. Yeah. So you like the big bet mix turn. That's a fun one. The big bet mix. Like the problem with triple draw is a little crazy, but
Do you have a favorite
should be
game,
double draw.
Pedro?
Single draws my favorite.
You know, they should make the pot limit
But
double draw.
I love pot limit triple draw.
They should make it double draw.
bloody game.
They should make it double because you got like single draw, no
Yeah,
limit,
or they should-
double draw pot, and then limit triple draw.
And the blinds are too big in that mix.
Yeah,
They
it-
keep the same blinds as CLO. Like
It's
they
just
cut the
you just.
blinds in half.
I mean, you just have to get it in so often with like for heaps. The bloodiest game of all.
Pot limit triple draw, Donnie. It's
What
just
am I looking? Oh, look at that.
a way to get the money in
Oh yeah,
every hand.
Did you?
I'm liking that
Crushed.
GG hat. Nice and clean.
I was gonna say I'm liking that jacket.
Just makes sense,
Yeah,
though,
it-
like the chronology of it, right?
feel like you just
got
went
no
shopping
limit
or
one,
something.
Pot limit 2, limit 3, you know? Because triple draw is just, it's too, I mean, it's too much for pot limit. The pot's just too big. Unless you're playing, what, 500 big blinds deep. You're always getting it in.
We used to play a big bet mix where, yeah, whether if it was a stud game or if it was triple draw, those games were always like half the blind.
Yeah. And I don't like the cap idea. Then it's not even, you can't even snow. You're like, oh shit, I did it once in the pot limit. I'm like, oh no, if they both call me, I have a full house, deuce full sevens, but I'm like, if they call me after this first draw, I have to take 3 because I would have been all in.
Ace King suited here for Victoria Lifshitz. Having a good year is Lifshitz. Having a good USPO. She's got 3 cashes so far at this US Poker Open Series, totaling just under 100K in winnings.
Cope here making the call with jacks. Ooh,
Yeah,
Jack
can I get
5-9.
I get a
Top
Perrier
set
lime
on the
and
flop
a iced
right
green
away.
Tea with lemon. Thank you.
Donnie,
Yeah.
safe flop for Lifshitz to come away unscathed for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't connect here. You know, not even a single heart out there. Cope could really just call here. I mean, he's extremely under-repped if he keeps taking that route. And if Lifshitz does catch up, then it would be pretty bad news for her. He's going to come with a check raise, though. I would imagine she just gets away from this one. The octopus is back. You guys see it there on top of her time extension cards. George is the octopus's name.
I feel like that's the only real name an octopus can have. Victoria Lifshitz, one of the brains behind octopipoker.ai. Go check them out if you haven't had a chance to do so yet. You can sign up for free over at octopipoker.ai. Lucky Chewy, Nick Schulman, also among the people involved and invested in this state-of-the-art training tool. They use hands and footage from the PGT to show you how to play poker the best possible way.
Yeah, Lucky Chewy just put out a video on the Octopi Poker YouTube channel. I believe it's about 10 minutes, 12 minutes long, something like that. But as much as he can fit into that window of time, he talks about the philosophy of poker and how people can get into studying. So if you have some time, I would encourage you to check it out. Chewy, one of the best.
David Coleman, one of the most successful players of 2024 so far. He is the current leader in the race for the overall PGT Player of the Year. Coleman a little short stacked here, only 10 big blinds. He's going to need to make something happen real soon. By the way, I have a goal for today's stream. We had Helmuth on the stream last night. We hit 550 likes during our broadcast. The goal is to do better than that. So the question really is, Donnie, who's more popular, Helmuth or Negreanu?
Maybe. How do you know? You know the whole field?
I think probably Negreanu. Just overall.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't know. People I don't know. There's some people here I don't even know.
I probably think if
Not
you
small country.
polled like common
but same
poker
size,
fans,
massive.
it's Negreanu.
Like land.
But if you polled like, and I know if he hears this, I'm only inflating his ego. But like if you poll like CEOs and billionaires, it's probably Helmuth, weirdly, because he like pushes himself into that circle. You know, Negreanu's the everyman, taking pictures with everyone, you know, during tournaments while he's playing, all this sort of stuff. So yeah.
All right, we got Coleman and Bromfman heading towards a big clash here. And there it is, all-in showdown. Coleman's tournament life on the line, but Bromfman doesn't have him covered by a whole lot. Bromfman looking for some help here with ace-10.
I want to lay 7-1 on the jacks.
Coleman
Anybody
not even
want it?
going to watch. Just going to dive into his food over
7-1.
there.
I want the. I'm gonna lay the jacks.
You're saying David's gonna win?
Yeah, I'm betting. I'm laying a freaking good
I
price.
wouldn't want to bet against me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm laying 7-1. 7-1. What's the actual price?
If you're laying 7-1, you have to take the ace-10.
Yeah,
Can
of
I
course.
take
Bet
it?
you would, you little.
Can I run out there and make a bet for us?
Yeah, you got
Can I
it.
risk my net
I got
worth?
20 bucks on the ace-10, Daniel. It's booked.
See?
King, queen, 3, 2 hearts.
Give me a set.
Take a jack.
Donnie looking for a jack or an ace. Oh, excuse me. Bromfman looking for a jack or an ace. Here's the turn. It's the 7 of hearts. More outs now for you, Donnie, and for Pedro.
You think so?
Little Din Tai Fung there for Coleman,
He's
mid
all in
showdown.
on the food.
Little fried rice there, no problem. River card, 4
Boy, you guys
spades.
Crazy?
I guess I owe Daniel
I don't
20.
even know why we dealt the frickin' run out. What was the point of putting the cards out? We could have saved 5 minutes and just moved on to the next hand. Say, okay, he wins.
109.
And you want to have that 109 total.
You know?
Oh, baby.
What a waste of time.
Donnie, do you think Negreanu's insinuating that Coleman is running really hot?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's one to speak. He's been running pretty hot this year, too, right? I mean, Daniel's been on fire.
7-1 comes in. 7-1 comes in.
No, it's fine. And then, yeah, thank you so much.
Pedro clipped down to 20,000, so 2 big blinds. He's going to need to spin it up. He's only got 2 hands until he's in the big blind, so going to need to make something happen.
Late registration and re-entries have closed on this event, so if you're done, you're done at this point of the tournament. Like I mentioned before, 92 total entries. We are down to the final 28 players. And Bromfman all in with ace-10. He's gonna get looked up for sure. Let's see what he's gonna be up against.
Can I get another 7-1, Daniel?
Like a 10.
Cope
Back to back.
makes the call.
This time you might
Take
win.
the same flop as last time.
King Jack versus ace-10.
I feel
Bromfman
like
a slight
this
favorite.
hand's gonna win for a while.
think it's one of those days.
Just for a bit.
Negreanu predicting that the ace-10 will hold up here.
No.
If this was me,
7-3.
I would never win with ace-10.
All hard.
Impossible. Just impossible. All right, here comes the flop. Let's see if Bromfman can stay alive. Queen 8-5. Very clean so far. 6 outs twice here for Cope. Does have some backdoor potential with straights, but that's going to mean that Bromfman will pair up, and he doesn't. So now 6 outs once. The prepay. Okay. It's an interesting tactic.
That's such a cheat code.
River card, 5 of hearts, and Bromfman stays
I'm feeling
alive.
like I know I have good deck reads today. I know what's coming. I was like, sure you're gonna win. Sure you're gonna win.
Sure, Dan Shack had you beat.
Yeah, that part. Yes, I was. He did by a little notch.
He told you?
Jacked.
Jack's, I was going to say probably a jack.
You're sick. Couldn't pay me to take the hand out of my hands.
The nines?
Yeah.
Nah, you can't. You wouldn't have called. Not for that much.
I would call.
Shout
I
out to
know,
everyone
but it's too much.
watching right now. Let us know where you're watching from.
You
I wouldn't be happy.
You got to adjust that one, bro.
Oh, I'm adjusting for sure, but it's just too much. I'm sure you're right though.
Yeah. It's like 40 less. I would have. 40K less.
Negreanu yet to get involved here.
Yeah, Negreanu's last 11 cashes all have come inside the PokerGO Studio. So interesting note there. Of course, started off his year with a bang on the 2nd of January, winning our PGT Last Chance event #1. And then he added a string of final table results, leading to his win in the PGT PLO series. Both those final tables are available for free. If you want to watch Negreanu
You
win,
wouldn't believe me, right?
you can just search for Negreanu on our
Can I
YouTube
that?
channel or on
Oh,
PokerGo.
it'd be 3. I thought you were going to say what you
And those
fold.
final tables will pop up.
You'll believe that.
We on a big page jump right now. I know you're used to being at final tables, but we're not in the money yet. So.
Thank you.
John Riordan trying to get his 4th cash of the series. Like Victoria Lifshitz over there, he's working with 3 so far. One player has 4 cashes. That's Roger Johnson.
Yeah, give us an update on the current standings and perhaps some of the implications of a result in this event.
Well, Jesse Lonis is up on top of the series leaderboard. The players who earn the most PGT leaderboard points over the course of the 8 events at the 2024 U.S. Poker Open will become the U.S. Poker Open champion. You will get the 60-pound Golden Eagle trophy. You will also get a $25,000 bonus in the form of a PGT passport. Jesse Lonis up on top. He won an event. He has 2 cashes total. He has 332 points. So he is the current man to catch. This event, with that $239,000 first place prize, has 239 points up for grabs. Plenty of people still in the running. Of course, after this event, as you outlined last night, we're going to have 2 15K tournaments. So a bit of a juicier prize pool, more points up for grabs, and then, of course, the finale is that $25,000 buy-in championship event here at the USPO. So still a lot to be said about how the leaderboard shakes out, but yeah, right now Jesse Lonis up on top, but the gap's not that big. Plenty of people can make some moves and catch him. So yeah,
The goal is to basically get 1 or 2 min caches and then strike in the final event.
and you do have to have 2 cashes in order to win the series title. You can't just come in, win the final event, and then become the champion. So yeah.
Lifshitz and Cope here going head-to-head once again. This time, Lifshitz on top still with ace high, but of course, as you can see on board, both players here with a flush draw, 125 in the middle. Cope made it 25K before the flop. Lifshitz called. Then Cope bet 25K on the flop. Lifshitz called again, and here we are on the turn as Lifshitz reaches for chips. Counting out.
I believe she announced an amount. Yeah, 75.
75. 75K is the bet. Donnie, if you're Cope here, I mean, he calls right away. I was going to say plenty of options here to still continue, right?
Yeah, and I think they're deep enough here. He can still win a pretty sizable pot.
Cookies?
He's got enough
There's
chips
one.
to kind of splash around with.
You can have it.
River card, the third
have it.
jack
Whatever you
on
want.
board.
You're welcome.
And Lifshitz checks behind with ace high, and that's going to be the winner. Do you think Lifshitz thinks that she has enough showdown value, or you think it's more of a give up here, given the way the hand played out?
Yeah, combination of that, and if you are beat, it's obviously very likely a full house in that scenario with 3 jacks on board, and it's hard to get people to fold full houses. I believe it was Captain Zebo from the 2+2 days that came up with Zebo's theorem. No one ever folds a full house,
Right.
I believe, is it? So yeah.
Zebo's theorem, Ron. You're digging real deep.
Well,
But yes, these streams, as I see some people asking in the chat, this is day 1 coverage. We are giving you this action because we have the ability to do so, and we're excited to provide some additional footage from the PokerGO Studio. It's been a really fun series so far. If you ever find yourself in Las Vegas during one of our series, please make sure to stop on by. The bar is open. It's a fun place to hang out, watch your favorite players play from the rail, maybe get a photo or 2 on one of the breaks. And, if the bankroll allows it, if you've spun it up at the poker tables, feel free to enter. I feel like there's a lot of people that misunderstand the studio sometimes when they're watching from afar. This is a place where, if you see it on the stream, every single time you could have been in that event. There's only a few exceptions, of course, when we do celebrity invitationals and stuff like that. But for the most part, these are all open events. Bromfman here, all in, with 7s versus King Jack of spades.
Good luck,
Dan
Paul.
Shack taking a shot here of sending the Brazilian to the rail.
Even though I had a 9, I still think so.
Here's the flop.
I know what I'm doing.
King 9 ace. Negreanu
Should we all just leave?
dead on with the board reads.
I have to believe that when I am all in, I win. Sometimes I don't buy my. Yeah, I don't believe my own.
Turn is the 8 of spades, and Bromfman is going to stand up. If he had a backpack, he would grab it because that's usually a way to stay in the tournament. River is the 10 of diamonds, and it doesn't work. Bromfman eliminated here. He does have a backpack. He should have put it on.
I'm 3-0. It's all good.
Rookie
No
mistake.
big deal.
All right, seat open here at the feature table. I'd like to welcome everyone who's
Yeah,
just
Brad,
tuning
that
in.
feeling, David, that you're gonna win.
Yeah, every time I'm all in.
More of the time, it's the feeling you're going to lose.
Never heard
When
that.
I'm not involved, it's easy.
I want to know when Dan Shack became a LA Rams fan.
The flow of the
What is
universe
this hat?
is all that matters. You gotta
This is
feel
out of nowhere.
He must
like,
have.
What's going to happen in this period?
He
The
must have
Cam's
won a
gonna
nice
win.
chunk of change betting on the Rams.
Vibe feels
what-
right.
Maybe he went to the Super Bowl. I don't know. PokerGo photographer Antonio Brego in the chat, chanting for David Coleman. That's right, sir. Beginning of the year, I said David Coleman would be the PGT Breakout Player of the Year on the PokerGo podcast. Tim Duckworth laughed at me, but who's the one laughing now? Couple of 8s here for Kid Poker. Daniel looks like 6 years younger. He must have got the beard trimmed. Maybe it's the hat, like the hat and the jacket, as you mentioned. You know, the kind of the style. He looks good over there.
You know that the easiest way to look younger is to get your beard lined up and get yourself a decent haircut. And I'm saying that because I got a haircut today, and my fiance looked at me and she said, "You look so much younger."
There you go.
She was spot on.
There we go. Cope's coming with the 3-bet.
Blind battle here, Donnie. Is that adding to the intrigue on Negreanu's part here? Perhaps increasing his positive emotions towards the pocket eights?
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be interesting. Never in a million years do I expect Daniel to fold this.
It's the 150.
All right, 150 is the 4-bet here.
Yeah, raise. Yeah, 150.
Now if
Did he
you're-
just click it back? Is that what happened here? He said raise and like threw out a 1K chip, so I'm assuming that means he just clicked it back.
Wow, and Cope makes the call. Lots of intrigue here as we head to the flop. Donnie, break this down for us, please.
Well, I mean, first things first, look at the stack to pot ratio here. Negreanu, 234,000 behind. There's 310 out there. So, favorable flops. I would guess he's going to try and get this money in here. Of course, Cope here with the 2 overs, so.
Seven, 4 deuce. The low board that Negreanu was hoping for. But Donnie, how much concern is there for a bigger pair?
I mean, maybe some concern. Probably Cope just gets that money in pre-flop, you know?
All in.
There it is.
Negreanu moves all in, and Cope with the snap fold. Huge pickup here for Daniel Negreanu.
When you get aces, it's easy to know that.
Didn't have aces. Good cards, though. The best hand. Huh? Yeah, I wasn't folding. Huh?
I'm snapping if you jam.
Oh, if I jam? Yeah, I don't really, I like this way better. You could hit 2 overs.
Yeah.
Huh? You probably would have?
No jack?
Something like that. I had pair. Pocket pair.
Nice pickup there.
We'll
Daniel's
see.
up to 544. He's only trailing Victoria Lifshitz at this table. Lifshitz, of course, chipping up nicely through Cope. Both Lifshitz and Negreanu chipping
Right.
up nicely through Cope.
And Cope,
You can go, you know, call your people, say, what did he have? What did he have?
the thing with Cope is, Donnie, his second time on the feature table. Basically didn't win a hand last time he was on.
Yeah.
Now he's back on, and he's again getting pushed around a little bit.
Action folds over to Cope in the small blind. Queen, deuce of clubs. Limps in. Riordan finds an ace-4 off.
Jack 10-5, rainbow flop here. Again, looking at the blind battle. Buy-in of today's event, $10,000. This is our U.S. Poker Open Series. If you want to learn more about the series as a whole, check out pgt.com or find us on the socials, by the way. If you're an Instagram scroller or TikTok for that matter, find PokerGo on those platforms. We post daily reels and videos, highlights from the shows, but also behind-the-scenes content. So please don't forget to follow us on those platforms. We do our best to provide the best possible coverage of all of our events. And of course, with the World Series of Poker coming up in just about 6 weeks, this is the place to be.
Is it on, man?
Can't wait for
No,
it.
it's on you, right?
I knew it. He didn't know what was going on. She's staring him down like, what? He didn't even put
Victoria
like his
asleep
cards
at the
in.
wheel over there a little bit.
Robert said something. 19 seconds.
I had a feeling
We've all done
Saved
it.
you a time bank.
The best is when you do it and then you try and act like, oh, I was just thinking.
I mean, whenever that happens, there's only one moment, of course, we all
Saved you a
think
time
of.
bank.
Chris Moneymaker
Yeah.
in 03. Looking so intense with his shades on.
Like he was about to raise all in or something, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Couple of eights again for Daniel.
Right.
Up against
think
Dan
the Connell
Shack.
would
Dan
back
Shack
me, but no.
seems to be Negreanu's nemesis, his kryptonite. Like, he just can never beat him for whatever reason. Here,
No, I don't.
Negreanu probably ends up taking this one, 10-4-3. Negreanu's going to come out with a bet. I would imagine Shack just says no thank you. Yep, there it is.
Negreanu up to 57 big blinds, which is an absolute mountain of chips. If you're just tuning in, we're down to about the final 26 players. Final 14 get paid. This is our bonus coverage of day 1 of event 5 of the USPO. Negreanu still looking for his first cash of the series. Has had a few runs. One run that could have gone very differently, Donnie, when he had a set all-in versus a flush draw, and his dreams were shattered on the river by John Riordan.
Yeah, I was going to say. The player who did that was Riordan. So maybe Dan's going to be looking to get some revenge here. But yeah, Negreanu no cashes so far at the USPO, but he does have 9 cashes on the PGT season. He has that one victory you mentioned earlier. Almost $600,000 in PGT winnings so far in the 2024 season. Always a player that, you know, finishes towards the top of the leaderboard, challenges for that PGT Player of the Year prize. Off to a great start so far this season. Still a very long way to go. Of course, we have the World Series of Poker, of which 28 WSOP bracelet events are PGT qualifying events. So there will be a lot of points up for grabs in the summer. Negreanu comes in with a raise here. Lifshitz defended out of the big blind.
Wow, thank you.
Lifshitz flops top pair on the King, Queen, 9.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Yes, it is.
Negreanu checks back. 7 of clubs on the turn
Wow! You motherfucker, you. Oh, I'll remember it all. Wow, I see how it is. You had to one-up me, pal. Unreal.
We've arrived on the river.
Unreal.
Not much to fight for here between Lifshitz and Negreanu. Lifshitz king
Yeah.
is best here.
He one-upped me.
Actually gets checked down.
King, yeah. Well, I can't beat that. Yeah.
3 Cowboys.
You're going to win.
The USPO plays down to its final table of 6 every single day. These are all 2-day events. Lots of people have traveled from all over the country, and we've seen quite a few international players as well during this series. All right, crank the guitars. The Texas Poker Open is coming to Champions Club in Houston. Check out championsclubtexas.com to book your stay. Use code PGT24 for a discounted hotel rate This is probably the sickest thing that we have come up with in the last little bit, in conjunction, of course, with Champions Club in Texas. From April 24th until May 5th is a $3K buy-in, $2 million guaranteed main events, and plenty of side events with a variety of buy-ins. So if you want to go and check that out, check out their website, check out their socials. They have a lot of good stuff going on in Houston, and the food at the restaurants there, I've seen the photos, looks amazing. So if you are a poker fan, someone who wants to play a series of events and also tremendous cash games, you should definitely go and check them out if you have a chance to go. Jeff and Brent will be there on site. They are going to be doing a live commentary as well. We're streaming all those events on both our YouTube channel and on PokerGo. And I've already have 5 names for you, Donnie, that are going to Texas to play, which is really exciting. We have Phil Hellmuth going to play, which is sick. We have Maria Ho, Kristen Foxen, Lucky Chewy, and Arden Cho. So I don't want to get too excited here, but I think we're setting ourselves up for an epic week of streaming.
Well, if Kristen's going, isn't Alex going? Isn't that how that works?
Didn't he just get surgery or something?
I mean, yeah, torn pec. I believe Jeremy Osmus is thinking about making the trip if he hasn't booked already. He was out there in the field the other day talking about going down there. Chino Reem also talking about possibly going down there. So I think a lot of players will ultimately make the trip. Poker players are notoriously a little bit late with everything, right? But when a lot of these players realize $3,300 buy-in, $2 million guarantee, they have all these high rollers. There's 7 additional high rollers on top of that main event. So there's going to be a ton of PGT points up for grabs. So for the regulars here on the tour, I think a lot of them will get out there to Champions Club.
That's for sure. It's a goofy fucking play, but I like it. It's just pure goofy.
They actually just put out a video today on social media. I believe their Twitter handle is Champions Club TX. So you can search for that.
Goofy ass hand.
We shared it from the PokerGo and
So with the hand I
PGT
had,
accounts,
I
but
there. Yeah, I'm not supposed to have that hand, never.
What was it? Was it on stream yet?
2 8s. Not supposed to have that fucking hand. On the flop, I can.
Oh, sir.
But free flop, that's some goofy ass shit, buddy. I'm going for goofy.
2 Davids, 2 Dans.
goofy, unconventional, whatever you want to call it.
Wow.
Negreanu
Go,
chipping
buddy,
up. David Peters joining the mix, 2-time U.S. Poker Open champion. He won the series in 2019. He won the series in 2021. He hasn't changed his outfit one bit. Probably slept here overnight.
I'm watching.
You can definitely count on David Peters to be
Bringing some chips, too. It looks like he's at least 600.
629,
Yeah, let's
Donnie.
go. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, the 4-bet. It's a fun one, yeah.
Big stacks at the table here
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
at the U.S. Poker Open. Negreanu, not the chip leader at the table, but he's got a ton of chips, and he's got position on Peters.
Oh, yeah. Peters sits down.
Never.
He's going to find two
Like, I've been playing
10s
30
right
years,
away.
No one's ever done this move.
I played
Not exactly.
I played
What
like
did we
8
just say?
hours of a tournament where all my 3 bets were min 3 bets.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
This 4 bets. That was a 4-bet.
That's no, I know.
So. But I get that. I like that too. That's a min 3-bet. That's like you're playing limit hold'em and they're playing no limit. Except you get to bet big when you want to.
Cope here's got King Jack of clubs. That looks like more than 22, and it is 55 on the 3-bet. I like this Coop, man. He plays pretty fast.
Yep.
Plays pretty aggressive. I like it.
Take advantage of this casual stream. Listen to some jams.
It's good they're doing this. I've been busting so early. I've been going home and watching it. And every hand I hear Remko say, "Is this still a value bet?" Guy's got bottom pair. It's like 10 Jack Queen King. Is this still a value bet? You think? Remko, it's not a value bet. Every time you ask, it's not a value bet.
You never know, man.
Hey, you do never know.
It was a hand. Jim Colp, he moved in on the river with 10-7 on 10-7 Jack Queen Ace.
It was like 10-7 ace queen.
10-7
Queen
ace, queen,
Jack on the river.
king.
So yeah. So the king makes it straight.
Dana
And
doesn't
jam
even know the
10s
board.
and 7s, and my Remko goes, "Donnie, is this still a value bet?" I had to text him and go, "Bro, come on."
It's just a question, man.
So okay.
Well, wait. Let's do the okay because we might have some action here. 3-bet pot. Peters called out of position. Flops middle set. Cope, who's can lean aggressive, I would say. Top pair. Could be a fun one here.
Great thing you don't even need to know.
No.
The beauty is, and I do enjoy roasting myself, and I also will be the first to admit that I'm not the world's greatest poker player. I'm just here to run the show. I'm here to read the ads. I'm here to talk to the chat. I'm here to have fun with you guys. I'm here to tell you guys to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, I also love asking you the questions, Donnie, to make you look smart.
Look at
So
this turn card.
at the end of the day, we're just here to have fun, and you know we'll leave it to the professionals like Jeff and Brent to call the action on the final table.
I don't know, man. I heard Brent talking today about tunnels and what was above the tunnel, and
Oh my
is it a
God.
road? Is it pretty quick check here on the turn. Deuce on the river fills up Peters, so let's see what sort of value Peters comes with here. 205 out there. Coop's got 269 behind. Peters always very methodical. He's always going for the check. Look at this.
Cope from Germany. Not known for his passive style from what we've seen, and he goes in to bet, and it sounded like 140.
Yeah, this is a big bet here, representing more than half of what he has left.
Peters in the tank for quite a bit here, using his time to come up with a plan, Donnie. But is the plan always going to be all in here?
I would lean yes. There it is.
And a snap fold from Cope, and Peters will take this one down. And Cope started this feature table as the chip leader, down to just 12 bigs in a matter of minutes. Unbelievable stuff.
I mean, good fold too from Coop. You know, got away from that right away, but would also understand that Coop was obviously thinking things through while Peters was thinking. You know, made up his decision. Hey, if I get jammed on here, this one's going in the muck. What did Coop? He started this table as the chip leader.
Yeah, 600K.
Yeah.
He had 600K.
129, man. It's just.
It's been 38 minutes.
He lost a big pot to Victoria Lifshitz, lost a pretty big pot to Daniel Negreanu, and then just lost that one there for a huge chunk of his chips to David Peters. It just has not been going his way. Peters now up to 884,000.
8-bit Chad says, can Cope get away after the raise? I'd probably go broke here. And Seshleham says, gangster check. Definitely David Peters bringing out all the tricks here at this feature table. And Coleman limping in from the small line. Peters with a real hand in the big. He's going to go for some aggression, making it 35K. By the way, Peters up to 884,000. I mean, I don't want to.
I think that's your fault.
I don't want to speculate here, but
That's on purpose.
the million chip pot is in play at the table, which is always a good sign.
It's definitely in play. We have seen some people get up to $1 million on these day one features in recent days.
And then also
Could be a fun one.
and then also punt it all away before the money. We've
is
seen
very-
that as well.
that is very true.
We've seen that as well.
So Coleman does make the call. 10-6 of diamonds here for him. He flops a flush draw. He's got that 10 working to a 3-liner to a straight. Peters checks back ace-queen with the ace of diamonds. 7 of clubs on the turn.
Coleman checks again here on the turn. Donnie, how's the Golden Dragon doing?
Good question. Is he in the tournament?
I don't know. You got to look it up. Shout out to the people in the chat who know who the Golden Dragon is. If you know who the Golden Dragon is, just type Golden Dragon in the chat. Don't give it away. But I want to see who was here yesterday and who was here 2 nights ago.
I don't think he's in there.
Golden Dragon not represented today.
It's unfortunate.
Coleman, by the way, hitting a 6 on the river after his hand got checked down. Donnie, what is Red X insinuating in the chat here?
Yeah, I was trying to read that and I didn't understand. What does an offensive play mean? What is that?
What is an offensive play?
Like he's offended, or like it's offensive, like he's going on offense? I don't. You're gonna have to explain that one to me, Red. check here on the end. Coleman takes it.
Oh, we got some Dragon fans. I love it.
Of course we got Dragon fans, baby. Let's go.
I think the Dragon is going to win one here at the USPO.
I hope he wins the 25K.
That'd be so great. That'd be so great.
Did you see what he was wearing today, by the way?
Oh, I have not, but please show it to me.
Well, he had like the same track jacket on 2 times.
Oh.
He had one and then he had another one over it.
Oh my God.
I mean, I don't know.
Unbelievable.
The wardrobes is something. I mean,
he's an unbelievable human being.
The Golden Dragon is sitting on his throne tonight. I like it. And the Dirt Farmer. Someone says VGK is winning. There is a game tonight. I know because the traffic was a shit show driving in here.
Right.
I said, oh, it must be a game. First I drove in and I saw the sign and Aria said event pricing in effect for the garage. I said, oh, that's nice. They're doing event pricing for the USPO.
It's funny how, as a Vegas local, you get to know the back roads, you get to know all the tricks driving around town. And then when you get stuck behind someone who's just visiting, and they're like, have no idea where they're going,
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man, read the signs. It's not that hard.
Lifshit's raised here to 22,000. Negreanu defended out of the big blind. Interesting flop, yeah.
Exactly. I know we probably overused the word interesting, but this is definitely interesting. We got Lifshit's with the pair and a straight draw. Negreanu with top pair. Negreanu just going to call the 20K here. This hand, by the way, Lifshit's raised before the flop. Negreanu called from the big blind, and the 5 of hearts pops up on the turn. If you're Negreanu here, Donnie, given the fact that Lifshit's raised pre, are you just playing this careful?
Yeah, I don't think you need to go all that crazy. I mean, you have a good hand, can be beat at times, right?
57.
57,000.
Negreanu leading here on the river, going for some value with his top pair.
Yeah, I like this, you know, target some queens, target some tens. Maybe there's a time she has 2 jacks in her hand as well.
Lifshit's lets it go, and Negreanu continues to chip up, and he's had a good level so far. Negreanu up over 200K here during this level. By the way, we play 40-minute level, so the blinds are going up soon. Donnie, tell the world about Dan Snack.
I mean, there's a little snack area back here. And Dan Shack, who we've nicknamed Dan Snack because we always catch him sneaking some snacks.
This is, by the way, this is the snack area for our production crew. It's way in the back hallway of the PokerGO Studio. There's not many players who even know that it's there.
There's like 5 players that know that it's here. Yeah. Phil Helmuth, the Golden Dragon, Dan Snack.
Yeah, but Dan Snack.
Actually, Sam Soverall knows about it. He was here back here the other day.
Of course.
Obviously,
I thought
El
so.
Jefe carry cats. I mean, he buys a snack, so you know.
I thought Soverall was like clean living. I thought he wasn't a snacker.
Yeah, but there is some fruit back here today.
Oh, okay.
There's some apples and bananas, so you know.
It is really funny. So the room that Donnie and I are sitting in has this very sort of crazy one-way glass. It's almost like an interrogation room where we can look out, but they can't look in. So we see everything that's going on out there. And right now, at the table, what has he got? Has he got some nuts and some fruit?
I don't know what he has, but he's doing like the thing that you don't do in the gym when you have the dumbbells, like lifting right in front of the dumbbell rack. He's snacking right in front of the snack rack. I mean, sir, take your snacks, back up a little bit.
Now he's just surveying the.
Oh, he had his phone. He's reading his phone on the table.
Oh, he's on a call. He's on a call. All right, we'll leave.
Probably moving some gold.
We'll leave Dan alone. All right, Dan Check, by the way, in a hand right now. This, of course, also evidence of the delay that this stream is on. To get you caught up here with the action, Shaq made it 21K. Lifshitz, Coleman, and Cope made the call. Shaq fired 45K and takes this one down. It's pretty nice to take those multi-ways down without showdown or having to really fight for them.
Oh, yes.
Donnie, what's your top snack for while you're playing poker?
Top snack of all. I mean, probably some kind of nuts or something. You know, just something small that'll give me a fair amount of energy, but isn't gonna go too crazy, make me super full or anything like that. You know, I like a good apple.
A good apple. By the way,
some avocado's good.
My fiance doesn't get upset at me for much. She is very chill and laid back. When I get the wrong apples, I have to go back to the store.
What are the wrong apples?
Well, she always says they have to be big and juicy.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? And I'm a fan of those too. But, you know, sometimes you get the wrong batch or, you know, you're in the wrong corner. So we always go for the what is it called, Honeycrisp or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
And, yeah, when I get the wrong apples, first of all, if they're wrong, I'm stuck eating all of them, which is fine. And then I have to go back and get some different ones. She loves apples.
Coleman doesn't love it here, given his own stack size, but Cope's short enough that he's got to make this call here, and he's going to be just fine equity-wise. He's got 2 live cards, not dominated in any way.
Ace-Jack wins.
Thanks, Daniel.
3-0, right?
9-8, give it to me.
No, I'm 3-0. This will be 4.
Tell me you'll take 6.
3-0. Calling him. Huh?
Cope is trying to survive this as he's had a disaster run this level and a king in the window right away.
I don't know why. Just dumb. Sorry.
Coleman
Maybe an ace.
cannot lose an all-in. Turn card, the 8 of spades, and the German is down to an ace and an ace only with 1 ace already folded, as you can see on the screen. River card is the deuce of diamonds.
I forgot it was him.
Who could have saw that coming?
I forgot it was David. Shit.
David Coleman collecting another scalp here.
I mean, it just was not
like
Cope's day. I mean,
isn't
he
that
lost
insane?
everything.
Isn't that insane? Cope starts with like 600K. Coleman starts with 100K. Cope's gone. Coleman's sitting pretty here on 344. When it's your year, it's just your year.
7-1. He had jacks against ace-10. I wanted to lay 7-1 on the jacks. And I got some takers. I should have did it. He won.
I used to only eat Red Delicious apples like when I was a kid. Now I don't like them at all. I mean, not that I don't like them, but I go for many other apples.
When you eat an apple, it has to have a snap to it, like a crack. The sound has to pop.
Yeah.
Leonard in the chat says, Cosmic Crisp from Trader Joe's are the best. Those are good. Honey Crisp,
I gotta
Cosmic
change
Crisp.
my name to David. That really helps for the U.S. Poker Open. I mean, if you two could do it. I mean, I must be running bad.
Coleman here, trying to make it 2 in a row. King 6 of spades for him. Negreanu's got a fun one. The 8-7 of spades comes in with a 3-bet. I like it. I think it's important to mix in some 3-bets and some calls with hands like Negreanu has. You know, you don't always just want to be nutted where, you know, you're only 3-betting your really good hands and you don't really have any sort of board coverage and 3-bet pots and stuff. Fortunately for Daniel,
I know.
Shaq just wakes up with 2
Nobody
queens.
eats those mints like you do, bro. It's a special talent, man. He's got a he's a mint muncher. I'm not playing. Take it. Queens. Yeah.
Donnie, I think the line that I was supposed to say there was, is Negreanu doing this for value?
Huh?
Is this a value bet?
Is this a value bet?
value 3-bet?
Dan Shaq picks this one up without showdown, sitting on just shy of 400K. And look at this. I think the popularity contest is being won by Negreanu quite easily, as on yesterday's live stream. We had 550 likes when Helmuth was here, and we're already approaching 500 here during the first hour of the stream. So let's smash that like button if you're enjoying the show. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I know that only about 30% of our viewers is actually subscribed to our channel, so we try to up those numbers and get more subscribers and, you know, have you guys turn on those notifications as well. So please subscribe if this is your first time catching our channel. Also, or maybe you're a regular viewer but you're not subscribed. It helps us a lot because that means you get to see more of our videos, and we post a ton of content, actually daily content. We have some fun Negreanu compilations, some fun. All right, we're called out. We've been found out. We've been found out.
Dan Shaq found our hideout.
Okay, we have now. We'll cancel the nickname.
Listen, we didn't give you that nickname,
No,
Dan.
we didn't.
Honestly, we did not. I'm pretty sure Brent Hanks did.
Yes.
The numbers are all weird. It's just easy.
Brent Hanks is the nickname guy. We just say repeat them.
Just raise, whatever.
What's your favorite
Yeah,
one?
that was such a great game.
Yeah, pot.
Guess you could do it in any game, really. Can't say pot.
Can you?
Yeah.
You're talking to the 2 biggest snackers in the room.
I don't.
Thanks, Dan.
I
A little fourth wall punch here.
Can I lock this?
don't think
I need to lock this
I don't
door.
think in pot limit they count pot for you. You just
Dan?
count yourself.
Dan Shaq just walked into our commentary booth, called us out on the nickname that he does not support. So
He said we need to change
we
it.
asked before.
We didn't give it to him.
No.
I'm pretty sure it was Brent Hanks. Brent Hanks is the resident nickname giver.
Pot limit Omaha.
He's got the brains, the goofiness to dish him out.
And you can ask every hand, how much is in the pot? How much is in the pot? Every
in case you
street.
guys were not able to hear what Dan was saying as he stepped into the booth, we were having a little back and forth with Dan Shaq. That was absolutely hysterical.
I saw the door starting to open, and I was like, who's this going to be? And I thought it was maybe producer Aiden. Maybe it's Maury. I don't know. Nope. Dan Shaq.
Percent.
Peters gets that one done there with
It's just a word.
2
I think
nines.
it counts as nothing, yeah.
I think you're held to a bet. You say pot. Like, what if you say, hey, Paul, that's a curious question.
Got a question.
If it's on somebody, right, there's like, whatever. They say, the flop comes out and they say pot.
And no one would hold him.
And no limit hold 'em. Okay, so they have to make at least.
I'm not gonna let you bet them.
So you got to bet
Like
what?
half pot plus or something.
I'm gonna deem what it's
He raises
Okay.
26 and I say pot. What happens? What do you do then?
I mean, it should be the pot, right? What?
That's a weird
Yeah,
one.
I don't know why this is so hard.
Yeah.
Daniel's been doing that move for months, but
Well, it's different. I'm allowed to in a 4-bet pot. I can just say raise and throw a chip in. It's the min raise, right? I do that all
you
the
can
time.
do that, right? That's just min.
Yeah. He 3-bets me. I say raise, put 1 chip in. It's the min. I don't have to do any counting.
Action folds to Peters after Riordan raced to 24K. Donnie, this is already the funniest live stream I've ever done. I
Wait,
cannot.
I mean, what? Better than the Helmuth Schulman
just
mess that happened the other night. I mean, that was out of control.
I wonder which player is next barging into the booth. Explaining that
How would you rule?
I would
I
say
don't even know.
Daniel's a
Like,
front runner.
Literally,
Oh,
if I just go pot,
100%.
you fold your hand, and then he says you got to make a reasonable bet. Well, what?
Well, if they
I don't know.
fold, you won't.
No, I'm just saying. But if they like go to fold, like they were gonna fold, then you pick up a read.
The more interesting thing is if they don't fold. 'Cause then,
Yeah.
then you actually have to do
You
something.
just have to make a reasonable raise. Okay, it's a mid-raise.
You know what we need, Donnie? We need like an old school telephone booth on set where they can dial into the show. Like the players can just dial into the show, and then we're like, yeah, you're live, you're on air, and then you can
Oh, that's so great.
talk about their hand.
I think it should just mean nothing.
I mean, the theme
I guess-
continues. The day
It
one
should just
coverage
mean
is just
nothing.
more
It
laid
doesn't
back,
mean
more
anything.
fun. It's like a
It's
home
not a
game
bet.
out here.
It's not considered a raise, and only in pot limited is.
He's afraid that if you're playing...
It can be an angle. Of course,
That's
it
what
can
I'm
be an
saying,
angle.
People may start fold.
But then the other problem is, it's so vague. Reasonable bet is so vague. Like,
It can angle with it.
what does that even
Like,
mean?
say
Like,
pot,
there's
fold,
50K in the
But
pot. You got to
even
bet
if
like
now
30.
we're gonna raise.
Even if it means,
Come up with a
even
number
if it means
out of
nothing,
a hat.
you can angle with it though.
That's what I said, you can angle with it.
But I'm just like, how do you even prevent that? I mean, reasonable. I mean, at least that charges you
Then it should
something.
always just mean...
Yeah, but then what do they got to bet? Pot. Yeah. Seems like
If you're gonna pick a,
if they pick a random number, it should be the number they
that's better
said.
than a random number.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that's better than
Maybe
like
you don't
64.
But then we also don't want people to be
Of course.
just gonna slow because they're not even keeping track of the problem.
Yeah, they don't need to. Just say it's not a valid bet. This doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean nothing.
I mean, that's
There you go. You said, what did
Well,
you say,
I'm,
pot?
I'm just going to start saying pot
I mean,
all the time.
this is a very weird discussion here.
Dan Shack's got the ace 10 of spades, 40% of a royal flush, and a couple of ducks here for Coleman. Every time I see David Coleman, he looks like he's getting a little bit more muscly. He's like, I know he's been working out a lot and been putting a lot of emphasis on fitness in the recent months and stuff, but
I mean,
it's like every time he looks a little bit stronger.
David Coleman has to carry the weight of all the cash and the trophies back to his house after he cleans up here inside the studio time and time again, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I think it's kind of crazy to
I
think,
order
too, that he
$100?
hadn't
Is
won
there
a
a
live
flipper?
tournament until this year. Now he's won 4. And 4 big ones, high-stakes
No.
ones, tough
Power
competition,
flipper,
right?
All right, potential action brewing here. Shaq makes it 25K, Coleman called, and Negreanu in the big blinds makes it 80K.
Medium rare.
Dan Shaq
Yeah,
unhappy
and,
here, tosses the
Swedish
ace-10. Donnie, understandable fold there from Shaq, right?
That'll be it.
Yeah, I think I can see a call, too. I mean,
Yeah.
I think ace-10 is fine to just flat it. I know you're probably going to end up taking it 3 ways,
I'll
but
grab money.
should be all right.
Pot. I should have said pot. There.
Coleman
I
might have
bet
stuck
less than
around
pot,
there if
didn't
he
I?
was a little bit deeper in
was
chips,
pot.
but working on just about, 22 big blinds or so. Elected to give it up.
Mine wasn't pretty.
Joel Black,
Good.
welcome to the rail. Thank you, sir.
Pretty good.
I thought you loved those ace little suited. I would have got it.
Well, you know I'm not that guy.
Not generally, but
Ace 4. I did have an ace.
Yeah, he had an ace medium unsuited.
Didn't have a 4.
Ace medium.
No wheel card. You can't see it. What's the point?
You had 8s against it?
Yeah, I did have ace. I said so.
I know you said that.
No.
Well, because now we can actually probably
on
check.
that one hand you had ace.
Yeah, I had eights.
David Coleman has improved his pocket pair on this one.
When I
2
was in trouble,
sixes.
I
Comes
almost
in with a
had
raise.
5, 6 of hearts. You would have.
Oh, with the eights hand?
It came 4, 7,
Yeah.
deuce.
I would have just called if you
No, I
raised.
know. That's what I'm saying. So
10-9
Then you would have only
suited
6
for
outs.
yeah, you had 2 of my hands.
Riordan. Very
Well, you
playable
might- you
here
would
out of the
probably
big
lose a lot,
blind.
though. Because what are you going to do? Just bluff it all? You bet the flop, I call. And then turn, you hit it. If you hit an 8 on the turn, you just bust me, unless the board pairs.
I'm all in.
Love this shove here from Riordan. Not exactly on the bubble, but getting down to it where it's certainly much more in the forefront of players' mind. Riordan can just really leverage the stack that Coleman has here. If he does fold, he'd be left with 20 bigs. I think the shove is very good, and even if he gets called, he's probably got a decent amount of equity. So not the.
How much do you have? You can start the clock. It's 380. It's 380.
Start the clock. How much do I have? That's a new one. You hear this one, Paul? He asked the guy for a count. He says, how much do you have? So you stop the clock, right? And then he's thinking, how much do I have? He tried it. He said, how much do I have?
That's actually,
I mean, why can't you ask them to count your own chips?
It's so
You ask
funny.
people to count your other chips, right?
I respect that.
Riordan's 3-bet is effectively for $265,000. If Coleman calls and wins this hand, Riordan would be left with some chips, 115K. So in terms of tournament lives being at stake, it would be Coleman's on the line here. A couple of time extensions he's used. Looks like he's got probably 3 or 4 of them left there behind his chips.
So Donnie, give me the weakest hand you would call with immediately.
Immediately?
Yeah, you're just like, okay, let's go.
Probably 8s.
I was running so hot.
All right, and Coleman does make the call. If Negreanu's premonitions are worth anything, John Riordan is drawn stone dead here.
That doesn't lose.
Opponent's David Coleman.
David Coleman.
2024 U.S. Poker Open.
John Riordan.
This is going to be a test of David Coleman's run good.
Yeah, 9-10 suited. What am I doing? Betting
King
against
4-5.
you? It's so stupid.
The 6 is well ahead here.
6 is ahead. He's got that 1 diamond for a little backup.
Oh!
Right, got one right.
9 on the turn.
Ended now.
And Riordan now
That's what it feels like.
a card away from sending Coleman to the rail.
That's what it feels like. Not good, right?
It's not over.
It's definitely not over.
River card
Nope,
is the
not
Queen
good.
of Hearts. And David Coleman's run in this event comes to an end after quite a nice spin up. He now finds himself on the rail as John Riordan rakes in the pot.
So fast with
Donnie,
this.
all the short stacks are just being sent home.
They are.
Pocket six? Oh.
Well, Nico Cope did start with a big stack.
True, that's
but
true.
then he got to be a short stack and
Yep.
was eliminated. Again, John Riordan looking for his 4th cash of
You're
this
saying, like,
U.S.
biggest pot
Poker
you ever
Open
played?
series.
Like biggest pot you ever won?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it was a tournament.
Oh.
First and second.
I do think it's interesting, talking about how they were talking about how many chips do you have, starting the clock, etc. That Riordan didn't do something like, say, 300,000.
Right.
Because if he announces 300,000, the bet's 300,000, and that would, of course, cover David Coleman in that spot, and it denies Coleman the opportunity to ask the dealer to count Riordan's stack. If Riordan said all in and had 2 million chips, Coleman can still request that the count is made, which gives him another 10, 15 seconds to think.
Yep.
He's not then sitting there worried about the count. He knows he's well covered, right? But it buys him extra time. So I think it's interesting in that spot, specifically in these high roller tournaments where the clock is in play, that you can do things like you can say 300,000, then it denies those extra few seconds for your opponents to be able to think things over.
No straight
What the
cards.
heck?
He had both of those, diamond and a straight card.
Lifshitz comes in with a raise here, 24,000, ace queen of spades. Peter's going to kick it up to 66,000 with ace 10. Peter's in position here.
If you're Lifshitz here, Donnie, what are the options you're considering? The stacks are deep here. She has 46 bigs.
Yeah, I lean pretty heavily here that you just call. I mean, let's say you opt to 4-bet. The stacks being as deep as they are, Peters can flat play in position against you, make things a bit tricky. You have a good hand. I think you can certainly maneuver post-flop accordingly. Certainly would not want to just be raise folding ace-queen suited. Peters flops the best hand here, top pair, top kicker on the 10-3 deuce. There's 162 out there. Quarter pot here from Peters, 40,000. Can certainly see Lifshitz coming along here. She's got those backdoor spades. The ace queen high could be good at some frequency here. 8 of hearts here on the turn. Lifshitz checks again. Peters comes with it again, 140,000 this time. Does Lifshitz want to believe this story? She does. Gets away from it here. Well done, not to get sticky there. Always feels a little painful when you're pick up such a nice hand like an ace queen suited, especially in spades. You just nothing comes out on the flop. You just got to check call, check fold. I mean, I get it. It's not that fun, but in that situation, she ultimately made the right decision. Peters did outflop her. That's also evidence of the power of position in No Limit Hold'em. Peters 3-betting in position pre-flop, and then he just has that position where he can act accordingly post-flop. And he is now up to 1 million in chips. Peters was a late joiner to this feature table here on day one of this event. Came with a little bit over 600,000 and has chipped up quite nicely. Since he sat down, he's been playing 41% of hands.
That sounds like a low-stakes cash game, Donnie.
Couple of tens here for Daniel.
It's also been a good level for Negreanu. In case you're just tuning in, Negreanu up.
That's a big game.
Everyone?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
he gave me the dirty eye like I was stealing, so I had to show him.
If you're listening, Joseph, you clip
Suited,
that. That was a good one. Showing the tens. He ain't stealing. He's had pretty good hands.
Oh, that's a nice hand.
He 3-bet once with the ace 8-7 of spades. 3-bet also with ace 7 off. Other than that, you know, he's had 8s, he's had
That's what I was
10s.
claiming.
Negreanu over 600,000 as well.
I'm not even going to look. I'm going to ask you like
The million chip pot is still very much in play.
Oh, absolutely.
Very much in play.
I mean, the amount of chips that have been added to this table since we started is quite impressive. Lifshitz in the small blind, raising with ace-6, and Peters in the big blind with 10 deuce.
There's a raise to 37,000. Victoria is in there.
Now this to me, as someone who's very mediocre at poker, this to me is always so difficult. When you're playing from the small blind, you're facing some aggression, and then you just flop 2-pair. So my analogy here is a little hard in this.
No, I mean, listen, it is difficult, and you can certainly be left in no man's land, you know, quite a bit, having to play out of position, especially having to play out of position against somebody as good as David Peters is. But oftentimes, you know, that's why you don't necessarily want to blow the pot. You can take a more conservative approach to things. Lifshit's checking here, and Peters comes with 27,000, and she's just going to hit him with the check raise right away, 80,000.
How do you like the immediate check raise here? Because she covers so much of the board right away that it's almost hard for Peters to have anything here.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I don't mind it.
Is she hoping that Peters has some sort of stronger ace where she can go for multiple streets of value?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't necessarily have to have an ace. He can have some kind of weirdish straight draw type hands, some hands with some back doors.
If you're just tuning in to our live stream, and I see lots of new people in our chat today, this is our bonus coverage, nightly coverage, just this whole week of our U.S. Poker Open from the PokerGO Studio in Las Vegas. My name is Remko Rinkema. Donnie Peters alongside me. Please smash that like button. Let's get us to 1,000 likes on the video. Also, and I've said this before, please make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. We publish daily content on our channel. Not just one video a day, no, 2 videos a day. One shorts video and one longer form piece of content. Recently, we've uploaded every single old episode of the World Series of Poker. So if you're a big fan of the old school stuff, you can find all that for free on our YouTube channel. People are asking, are they going to fill the seats? I've been told we're getting 2 new players very shortly, so it'd be curious to see who's going to fill those seats.
Yeah, it all comes down to how the tables are balancing out, you know. Probably playing pretty similar on the other tables, so.
And look at this. Shaq making it 25K. Lifshitz calling before the flop, and Shaq here with tens, seeing an overcard. Lifshitz, no pair just yet, but she does have the nut flush draw here.
No, I do believe you. I mean,
Yeah, good spot for her to just start putting some money in here.
yeah, I guess it's
Misprint. They got the cards wrong.
I guess it's kind of funny.
Card reader was wrong.
Wow, Shaq just comes with the check raise.
Wow.
Did not expect that. I thought we might just see a check call here.
Headphones come off for Lifshitz.
What's going on the other side of the room?
I'm telling you, the vibes in the studio during this series have been all time. Players are just casual, having fun, playing for tons of money, but still being super laid back. Donnie, as Shaq in this situation, how do you interpret the fact that Lifshitz calls your check raise?
I think she's going to have a lot of flush draws in her hand. She can have some kings. I mean, if he just wants to keep telling this story, that's what he's going to do right there. Just continue to blast away at this one.
Just deny the equity and pick up the 150. I don't know. It's probably close. I think it's, yeah.
Comes with 100,000.
And Lifshitz lets go of her top-tier draw. How do you like the way Shaq played that?
I mean, I don't mind it ultimately. Obviously, hindsight is 20/20 because that ultimately led him to winning the pot. He just check calls that flop right. Maybe he checks again on the turn. She barrels again right, or maybe she checks back, trying to take that equity, and then they play a river. But in that scenario, I think it probably leans that Lifshitz has a little bit more opportunity to win the pot.
You sleep till 5.
All right, glad to have you all with us here again. And please know that on globalpoker.com, you can play the 2024 U.S. Poker Open yourself every night at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. A new event kicks off on globalpoker.com. Compete for a $5,000 prize package to fund a trip to Las Vegas, as well as daily prizes on globalpoker.com. So go check it out. Donnie keeps us updated on everything that's going on Global as well. So, Donnie, what's the numbers like today?
Today's sweeps coin event was sweeps coin,
He called it.
30,000 guaranteed, a deep stack tournament.
Oh boy.
They had 1,157 entries.
Woo! It's a lot of
He
people.
open, I jam, 10-9 suited.
Almost
he tank calls
5,800
sixes.
sweeps coins for first
Flop
place.
is king
And for
6-5,
those unaware
none
for
of
what
suited.
global poker is, sweeps coins are kind of equivalent to 1-to-1
Turn
to a
90
dollar.
cents, So this is how it feels.
Daniel Negreanu over there lingering in the back, checking in on the big stacks on the other tables.
Welcome
Bottom
back
left
to
here,
reality.
you see the 60-pound Golden Eagle
The
trophy.
rest of us.
Donnie, if a certain someone wins this series, we might have to melt it down and
Yeah.
make it into an eagle.
I'm a little bit annoyed with
dragon.
myself
That's
because
like half of Dylan Weissman.
I was going to bring a scale today.
Oh, to actually weigh it?
I'll bring it tomorrow if I remember for
Please,
sure.
please do.
Because I want to actually, because we always say 60 pounds, 60. I mean, it's heavy as all hell, trust me. But I want to get like the exact weight of it, right?
So I tried lifting it once, and I was scared I was going to drop it. So
I remember when Sean Winter won the U.S. Poker Open, they had to literally put it on a cart. Like, wheel it out of here.
that's hysterical.
There you go.
Glad you're still with us here on the broadcast. Daniel Negreanu sitting on 600K. He is
I see Eric Seidel out there. I see Matthew Wantman.
Nick Schulman.
I see Nick Schulman over there, yeah. Looks like Kerry Katz is out there. Michael Joseph, so.
It's a stacked field yet again. You can follow the live reporting on pgt.com as well. Once more, a reminder to follow us on the socials, especially
Jesse Lonis.
Instagram and TikTok. We
So,
post
I mean, your guys see
tons of clips on there.
Like, kinda brutal.
And if you're a fan of poker, you might as well
we are.
just, hit that follow button
Gary
because
Katz
we
about
serve
to be
you
1 million.
with all the best of the best, especially with the World Series of Poker coming up in just 6 weeks. Let's take some questions from the chat as we wait for 2 new players to get added to our feature table. We were running a little bit low on people here as we see Kerry Katz, I believe, being added to the table. So yeah, if you have any questions, right now is the right time.
And Jesse Lonis coming. Jesse Lonis, we talked about earlier, he is up on top
your
of the
chips?
series
That's it?
leaderboard.
That's a carry stack right there.
Oh, and one of the crushers of this series, Jesse Lonis, the current clubhouse leader, is back at the feature table. So we have Jesse Lonis and Kerry Katz joining us for the remainder of this level.
Yari asking, when did they play this, or is it live? It's live, albeit, 30, 45-minute delay, something like that. But
Yeah.
this is being played tonight. Michael asks, where's the Golden Dragon? I'm going to guess he's in bed because he's no longer in the tournament, so he's getting some sleep.
I bid $1 million in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, went down to 13.
Million. Almost. Seen the two
PLO Nut asking if these are open events. Yeah, I mean, that's a common question that we get, or maybe a common misconception about the viewers, poker fans, etc. That all these events, the large majority of them, at least for sure all the PGT events, are open events. The only thing you need is the buy-in. That's 5,000, 10,000, 15, sometimes 25,000. But yeah, the PGT events are open. The PokerGO Tour is an open tour. I know it does seem like it is kind of a members-only club, so to speak, kind of a country club feel in here inside the PokerGO Studio, but these are open events. You can walk on in here when we are having these series. You can play these tournaments.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
Lee is asking how many players in total play in the USPO. Well, we're averaging about 100 players in each event. And, of course, it's a bit of a rotating cast of characters. Some more of the high rollers will continue to show up for the later events. This is Kerry Katz. Calls the race from the big blind here with threes, and there it is. Flops a set on the first hand.
I didn't.
He gave you a free card you didn't want it.
Shaq's not dead yet. Back doors.
Kerry always gets it in good, just so you know. He didn't want to get it in a flip. He wanted to be ahead.
All right, so Katz
Or you might
very,
be able to
very
fold
short,
yourself.
but this is about as good as it gets.
Oh, yes.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Turns him dead. Kerry Katz going to get the double.
All right, Cass locks up a small double up.
Big pot. Welcome to the table.
Good table change.
Still 7 big blinds, so lots of work to do. And speaking of short
Your
stacks,
envelope will be in the mailbox.
Jesse Lonis on 54K. He's also going to be all in very soon.
Right when he gets on camera, man.
That is definitely just
You can't write it up any better.
All right, time for the miracle comeback.
Mikael asking, are the chips equal to dollars? No, not in this setting. This is a
Took a free card.
poker
He told you to take a
tournament,
free
so
card. You don't want it. He might have just never bet.
the chips have non-monetary value. The current chips in play, the red ones are
wouldn't bet a turn,
1,000,
probably.
the blue ones are 5,000, and those purple and gray ones are 25K.
This was a 99% chance.
In a cash game, the chips are 1-to-1 for the dollars. In a tournament setting, they have no cash value. Ace jack off here for Peters.
How much you playing it?
Ooh, couple of queens here for John Riordan.
It's always a bit of a, I guess, I don't know, a stomach turner when someone looks over, leans and goes, how much are you playing there? Like, give me a little bit of a ballpark. Because you know what's coming. As Jesse Lonis shows off his
Psycho Bunny shirt.
Psycho Bunny shirt, yes.
There is the 3-bet.
Oh, yeah, so many charts I'm looking at.
Riordan makes it 120K to
I
go.
started like 660.
Oh, you got lens replacement?
Hmm?
You do
Oh.
lens replacement?
I had mono. I don't have. I'm not wearing glasses. I got mono vision, LASIK,
Oh, okay.
so I can see distance and read. One eye is for reading, one eye is for distance. It's amazing.
Wait, what?
I was always scared to do it. But
Granny got LASIK.
Yeah, I know that, but he said one eye for distance, one eye for reading.
Better.
yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. Thought you got both eyes fixed. Anyway, Peters makes the call. Gonna go see a flop here.
I got my 2800 vision. I'm fine.
You do?
Huh?
You do?
2800. That's 2020 with count.
2,800.
That's a lot.
Is he a robot?
Ace 6-8. If you're Riordan here, 3-betting with the big pair, Donnie. This is about as painful as it gets when the ace flops.
Yeah, pretty brutal here. I mean, he's probably gonna
All right, gave you the
try and
first
see a
blow. That's
turn,
fine.
get to a turn, maybe bet here, whatever.
I
But
was hoping you were screwing around because it's rebuy.
it's never fun to 3-bet the ace, or sorry, the queens,
I
and
could
then
fold easy.
see an ace come out there.
If it's later, I would have folded because I'm not getting that good a price.
Riordan comes with
Early
45,000. A little bit less than 1/5 pot here.
Is tomorrow 15th?
Yeah,
And then a 15 on Monday.
and then 25. Yeah.
There's the call from
Black,
Peters. Pot's up to almost 350,000.
I'm not going to come on down tomorrow.
Turn card to 3
Good
of
one.
spades. Donnie, is there anything in Peters' head thinking like, oh, I could
You're
be
not
up
building
against
stacks.
ace, queen, ace, king? Or
I mean, he
is
can, yeah. I mean,
Not a pretty decent.
yes, he can be up against those hands, right? I mean, he can also be up against aces for what it's worth.
It's too off.
Yeah, he does.
That said, you know,
He likes
Riordan's
that
going to
ace
have maybe some air in there.
In a position
Maybe
where
hands
it's
like this, queens,
really
kings.
likely I'm folding.
Riordan's going to slow down with a check.
Before you did the room as well.
I haven't been, but this year I'm going to get one. Well, no, because now I'm in Lake Las Vegas, so I'm going to stay every time I make day 2 at Paris. I'm just going to have my little break room, and then I'll have a room. And I told Amanda, I said, anytime I make day 2, I'm staying there.
You may want to consider, I'm going to give them one, you know, with a main stage.
Riordan here
Nah, I'm
with
not
the
gonna do
check? Peters bets 120K. Donnie, is this just
Yeah.
Riordan giving up,
That's
or
good.
is there
That-
still a
that's
way
good
that
for
he
back and breaks.
wants to see if he can get to showdown here?
I mean, it's
And that's
never
only for
fun
day
to
twos.
have to give up with 2 queens.
I know, but you only use that area in day 2. No, day 1 is always. In Paris.
That's true. How close are the rooms in Paris?
You can't go from there to Paris to your like room.
Riordan does make the call. He is
That'd be a
unblocking like king, queen of spades, queen, jack of spades, stuff like that, right? That might float flop, turn the spades, and then just try and take it.
River completes the board with the deuce of clubs.
It's fine, I have that room.
David
Oh, yeah, I
Peters
don't
with
have
ace
the
jack
back. That sucks.
has the winner.
I have to go in there with Gen Pop. And wash, just dirty those bathrooms are filthy.
Like a kennel.
Yeah, just like,
That's why it's worth getting a room.
If you're David Peters here, Donnie,
yeah.
how do you go for value here? Big, small, what's the play? How do you assess the situation?
I guess you can do stuff in your room.
Well, if you think you're ahead, I mean, go for it all, right? I mean, pot's 588. Riordan's got 360 behind.
And
There it
Peters
is.
shoves. He goes all in.
If Riordan calls, you're going to get your million chip pot.
Wow. I mean, David Peters just shows up to the feature table and starts bossing people around. Now, of course, does it help that he has an ace? Yes, of course. But still, puts himself in the position and just swings for the fences, goes for the value, and Riordan has put in the blender, as the kids like to say, with pocket queens.
How much is it?
Is Peters bluffing here
It's
sometimes?
just so easy.
Yeah, I mean, he's
I like it.
capable. Riordan's blocking
Wake up and be
two
there.
key value holdings, ace, queen of diamonds,
I'm gonna
ace,
put
queen of
stuff in
clubs
there, like-
specifically, right? Because
Yeah,
he's
I'm
got
not
the
gonna do
queen
that in the morning.
of diamonds, queen of clubs. And both those are not matching, of course, the ace of hearts that's out there. So
Yeah, that's fine.
that's interesting to note.
Yeah, that's true. Because you'll be playing.
They're going to be
Well,
building.
you'll be playing later than anyway. So I won't
They're,
have to wait.
they're going to be building my gym during the World Series at my house.
An ace-king type of hand.
Gonna build a nice, really.
I
cool
would
gym.
imagine Peters comes with a 4-bet pre, probably.
Oh, you drive.
I found like park.
Oh.
And then I got park out front. I just
Yeah, I'm gonna just like go straight to the room. Pass out.
I don't want to walk. That's sketchy.
Riordan doesn't like it, but his hand does hit the muck. Correct fold in that situation, given what Peters was holding, but Riordan's probably going to be thinking this one over quite a bit in his head over these next few moments. I mean, you can see it right there on his face. Like, did you get one over on me or not?
David Peters up to a whopping 1.2 million. Has to be one of the front runners here for the final table of this event. By the way, Daniel Negreanu now officially twice as popular as Phil Hellmuth. Up to over 1,000 likes on the video. That's insane. Negreanu still has the most fans in poker. I'm pretty sure. I'm convinced of that.
Wreck on wreck violence.
Violence? What, we got violence? What's happening? It's a little bit sad for me to see Jesse Lonis with only 54,000. Like, we don't get the full Jesse Lonis experience.
Well, maybe we get the Jesse Lonis spin-up, which I'm also here for.
I mean, David Peters is just... Ever since he moved to this table, he's just been crushing. And here he picks up 2 6s. Kerry Cat's going to flat 10-9 of spades off 6 big blinds. Interesting, to say the least.
Inviting Dan Shack into the pot with 7.
Wow, you're good. 54.
I got 54 too, Kerry.
Hey, what's up, dude? Sure.
Dan, just so you know, it's a color up and a raise up.
Okay.
All right, Cats betting 29K,
Take
trying to get
Cheers.
a little bit of value here.
How's everything?
Good luck, man. Yeah, good. Can't complain.
Shaq folds his pair of 7s, and Peters is left here with 6s. Important hand for Cats. Would love to get some action. By the way, much love to everyone who's watching right now. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. We've added like 200 new subscribers right now in this hour.
Love it.
Love to have you all with us. We've got lots more great highlights coming on our YouTube channel on a daily basis. And more bonus coverage, of course, today, tomorrow, and Monday and Tuesday. So tons more action still to come here from the PokerGO Studio. All right, we're going on a short little break, a little chip race color up. So stick around. We're back in about 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Negreanu folded here. And Oya grabbing chips to make the call. And there it is. He tosses them in. Bonomo is going to receive a very big pot and a big smirk on the face of Negreanu.
You saw that? Yeah.
Oh, his lips are burning. Of course, we are live. And Isaac Haxton applies the pressure on the blinds, moves all in for a million.
Wow.
And Dennis Milkovic snap calls with ace-king offsuit. Isaac Haxton all in with pocket 4s. Smilkovic here in a great spot to send one of the best in the world to the rail. But he still has to hit to improve his hand. Haxton unfazed by the showdown. This man has seen it all. And what he would really like to see right now is a 4 on the table. All right, here comes the flop. Can Haxton stay alive? 5, Jack, 7. Favorable flop for the pocket pair. Smilkovic has a diamond, has backdoor Broadway as well, so still a few more options here, besides, of course, the ace or the king. Turn card is the ace of clubs, and that all but does it for Isaac Haxton, who is down to 2 outs. One of the 2 remaining 4s are needed. It's a 3 of spades on the river. Isaac Haxton hits the rail.
Yeah.
No lucky shirt, no win for Isaac Haxton, as he is our 7th place finisher.
Yeah. I mean, there's enough scams going around these days, right?
David Peters here, moving all in with ace-10 offsuit. Smilkovic looking down at king-queen off. Peters all in for fewer than 10 big blinds.
King-queen off. Kind of tricky in the spot. Might be deemed too good. Also not something that you're like just totally fist-pumping about because you are going to be behind some ace-highs.
I mean, Smilkovic clearly happy to get it in here. Did not take that long to commit his chips, so we're going to see an all-in showdown here. David Peters, tournament life on the line. Haley might have to adjust her wedding planning based on the money he's not going to win, unless, of course, he survives this one. Smilkovic looking for a king or a queen to send Peters to the rail. So far, 60-40, Peters ahead in this classic coin flip situation. Let's see if Peters can fade the kings and the queens. Perhaps some straight possibilities as well. Here comes the flop. Ace, 10, 5, 2 pair for Peters, meaning that Smilkovic now looking for a jack to make a straight. Reduced outs for the German as Masashi Oya gives us some musical support here by slapping the chips together, and a jack hits on the turn, and all of a sudden David Peters down to 4 outs, or he'll walk off set to collect his payout in this event. River card is the deuce of hearts, and that is it for David Peters. Wow. After flopping 2 pair, Smilkovic drills his straight on the turn, and all of a sudden
We are down to the final 5. David Peters, 10th on poker's all-time money list. He's seen it all before, but he will not be happy driving home tonight. Wow, pocket queens here for Justin Bonomo, raising it up with the ladies. And ace king for Negreanu.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we might see some fireworks here. Bonomo has Negreanu covered. Negreanu with ace king.
And Negreanu probably just puts this in here.
Absolutely massive implications here, as we are likely to see a massive coin flip
there
between two of the most accomplished tournament players in the history of the game. A snap call from Justin Bonomo, and we have the fairest of all fights, ace king versus queens, at the final table of the PGT Last Chance event number 1.
Bonomo has Negreanu covered. Not by much, but he does have him covered, so Negreanu is the player at risk here.
Whoever wins this is going to be among the favorites to take this one down. If Bonomo loses, he's also going to be left with hardly any chips. Let us know in the chat who you're rooting for. Massive coin flip playing out here inside the PokerGO Studio. Queens for Bonomo, ace king for Negreanu. Here comes the flop. King, jack, 5, 2 hearts. Negreanu has the bigger heart, but more importantly, flops top pair, top kicker, and the frown on Bonomo's face says it all. Turn card. The 4 of hearts. Hearts not in play. Bonomo looking for one of the 2 remaining queens in the deck. Nearly 3 million chips in the middle here. Can Bonomo find it? It is not there. Daniel Negreanu secures a massive double up here, courtesy of Justin Bonomo. Absolutely enormous pot here, with 5 remaining players at this final table. $218,000 up for grabs for the winner. The pain of losing a flip will always outweigh the joy of winning one. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel. We have 19 days of streaming over the course of the next month, so turn on the notification bell so you know when we are live.
All in here from Jonathan Cohen, 2 9s, and Bonomo has a couple of 6s.
660.
So wait, Cohen has 660,000 chips left, while Bonomo has 2 6s?
Correct.
I don't know, man. That's kind of crazy. Bonomo does go for it with his 6s. And Negreanu finds ace jack of spades.
2 for 1?
660.
660?
Negreanu's got chips now to take a shot here if he wants to. Looks like he's getting out the exact amount of the 660. That is the larger shove from Cohen. Negreanu does make the call.
Wow.
Schmilkovich out of the way, folding one of those jacks. Masashi folds 2 spades. Here we go. 3-way all in. Jonathan Cohen and Justin Bonomo are at risk versus Daniel Negreanu.
Wow, could this be the start of a turnaround as it pertains to Daniel Negreanu on the live felt? 2023 was not his year. 2024 could be off to a hot start if he sends 2 players to the rail here right after doubling through Justin Bonomo. Negreanu, of course, has both these players covered by a wide margin, looking for an ace or a jack or some spades. Let's see the flop. It is 4-7-3, favorable flop for Cohen.
Not bad for Bonomo, all things considered. You know, he adds a 5 there. Could make a straight now.
Yeah, Cohen looking for the knockout and the double up all at the same time. Turn card is the queen of spades. It is paint. It is spades, but it is not what Negreanu was looking for. Outs remain unchanged. Bonomo looking for a 5 or a 6. Negreanu looking for an ace or a jack. River card is the 5 of clubs. And Justin Bonomo triples up by making a straight on the river. Jonathan Cohen now down to very few big blinds, and Bonomo almost back to square one. If I was a poker player, and I could pick my own nickname, Billy Binks is high on the list.
That's a great name.
Oya here raising it up with 10-7 offsuit. Cohen moving all in with ace-5 of spades.
Another spot where Masashi might just feel like he's priced in, and there it is. There's the call. He's going to be happy to see that he's got 2 live ones.
Yeah, 10-7 versus ace-5 almost feels like a fair fight. Cohen looking for his ace-high to hold up. Oya trying to get this event down to the final 4. All right, here comes the flop. King 8-7, and Masashi Oya takes the lead with a pair of 7s. Bad news for Cohen, who's looking for an ace and an ace only, or potentially some backdoor cards to make a straight. Otherwise, he will be our 5th place finisher. Turn card, the jack of spades that reduces his outs to just 3 on the river. Jonathan Cohen from Canada. River card, 7 of spades, and that'll do it. Jonathan Cohen was 1 card away from sending Bonomo to the rail and doubling through Daniel Negreanu, but a 5 on the river gave Justin Bonomo a straight. And just 2 hands later, he finds himself on the rail, and we are down to the final 4 players.
All right, how many hands? How many hands?
Really was a great showing from Jonathan Cohen. I know ultimately didn't work out in his favor, but didn't have a lot of chips to work with for this final table, but did the best he could and just got unlucky in the end. What are you going to do? That's tournament poker.
Wow.
Make the call.
Bonomo makes the call and is dominated by Oya. Worst case scenario for Bonomo, who was hoping for 2 live cards at the very least. Oya has the upper hand here with ace-6 versus king-6. Bonomo looking for a king to stay alive. Here comes the flop. Queen, queen, 9 on the flop. 2 clubs. Clubs not in play here.
Yeah, let's just chop it up. 9-9, okay?
Bonomo looking for a way out.
6-6.
He needs help.
Ooh.
Queen on the turn is not going to make any difference here. Bonomo still looking for a king. River card is 4 of diamonds. And that is it for Justin Bonomo. Quite the roller coaster for him at this final table. He departs in 4th place. Bonomo collects a bunch of points in his race to make the top 40 of the PGT Championship standings. Tonight, however, he collects $91,000. Wow.
Couple of jacks.
Monster pair here for the German, and
Couple
Oya
of
finds
6s.
6s, yeah. A little trappy trap as well from Smilkovic, who's been very aggressive leading up to this point. Sort of surprised to see him limp here. And Oya feels the same way. By the way, look at that bling on the wrist there. Is that a Rolex? Looked very nice. Little double check here from Smilkovic.
How big is this re-raise going to be?
For some reason, I always feel like this approach signals strength. Like, why would you be sitting around in this spot, given Negreanu's stack size?
Sure, but
if you've
you know, we've seen him mess around, and
True.
And Masashi knows he can mess around. He 4-bet earlier and snap folded, right when Masashi jammed on him. So Masashi is probably aware that he doesn't necessarily have to have a premium here. Hands that Masashi does well against that Smilkovic could take the line with here, similar to this, ace-5 suited, ace-4 suited, stuff like that. Masashi's got a good hand to go up against those.
Burning some clock himself, trying to decide, is this going to be the one? Can I call here in position?
Given the relatively small raise here, I mean, I was going to say Masashi could certainly call because these two are deep enough.
Meanwhile, Negreanu off camera, probably rubbing his hands together.
Hey, he's like, you know, just play a 9 million chip pot, guys. go nuts.
Yeah,
I'll just watch. No big deal.
I'll take the page up and the points. Here comes the flop. Big flop incoming. Wow. 4, 5, 7. Open and it's straight draw for Oya. Overpair for Smilkovic. 2 million in the middle. Woo. This could get
like
really
this
big.
Just goes in here.
$400,000.
Yeah, comes small, 20%.
Yeah, very small here from Smilkovic. Is this almost too small, Donnie, to jam on this? How strong is it going to look if he makes it, whatever, 900 or a million? Oh, wow. He shoves. Snap call by Smilkovic. $9 million. Donnie, you predicted this. Jeez. All the money is in the middle. Can I get a shot at Daniel Negreanu? There it is. He is stoic, but he is loving this. Whatever happens, either we're down to heads up or we're three-handed with Smilkovic down to 375K. Masashi Oya has 10 outs twice here to hit a set or a straight. It's a rake in an absolutely massive double up and grab an enormous heads-up chip lead. Ace of spades on the turn. That is not going to do it. Oya.
Probably hijack, I guess.
I've been on this table, so bear with me on the distance. Gotta get used to it.
$55.
55.
All right, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Very nice.
Eric Seidel taking the center stage with Mr. Bucky, Matthew
Now I can
Wantsman.
get away with murder.
Jeremy Osman is also present at the table.
It's got to show one good hand, right, boys?
Directed by the tournament staff, we have to
Eric's been
switch tables every time we have a tournament break. So these are the new players at the table as the tournament is down to
he never believes me. I
the
got
final 3 tables. So
still pulling it on.
Hopefully Negreanu is raking in those chips on the outer table. We're going to keep an eye on Negreanu as well. And of course, tomorrow the final table of 6 will be on PokerGO.com. The highlights that we were showing on the break, that whole final table is available for free on YouTube and PokerGO.com. So in case you wanted to watch the end of that, then please go find that in our YouTube content library. Negreanu had has 2 wins inside the studio this year, and both those final tables were streamed from our triangle room. This is the main set. This is the US Poker Open. We're competing for a $235,000 top prize, which will be awarded tomorrow. And Tim Duckworth, one of our chat moderators, is correctly pointing out that we have to rotate tables as per ARIA rules.
25.
This is still an actual official poker tournament. We can't just make up our own rules.
Yeah, that looks pretty bad.
We have 10-time bracelet winner Eric Seidel, Poker Hall of Fame member, taking center stage. He has also got a big stack, 76 big blinds at this point in time. I love the people in the chat. Do not listen to what I'm saying, but that's okay. I guess it's just par for the course. I know everyone's a Negreanu fan. So are we. Do you think we would move him off the table if we didn't have to? Just think for a second. Just think.
Thank you.
Justin Zaki back on the feature as well. He's had some recent success inside the studio.
$30,000.
People are wondering still about those highlights we showed on the break. People never care about the highlights on the break, but now I guess they do, which is really funny. The Oya hand versus Smokovic, our German friend. Smokovic won the hand, in case people want those spoilers. Smokovic won the hand, went heads up to versus Negreanu. PGT.com has all your live reporting for this event. Negreanu still cruising along in this tournament. You can hear him in the background, actually.
Okay, thanks a lot.
He's sitting on about 595,000 chips.
Here we go. Jack, 9, 7, 2 hearts. Top pair for Seidel. Gutter of a straight draw. He's also got backdoor clubs. Joe's off flopping those 2 overs and the nut flush draw. I can imagine this money probably gets in here, given where Joe's off is in chips. How much do you think that scarf costs? Balenciaga.
Probably $400. And Joseph moves all in for 260. Seidel makes the call with the pair of jacks, and we have 620,000 chips in the middle.
What a fair fight.
This is the fairest of fights.
You guys want to get him on the side?
Bucky is running for some additional action here as Joseph has 15
You
outs.
have to.
My net worth is definitely higher.
Wow, he's just
Seidel
out.
just leave?
Seidel just walked off stage, and Michael Joseph's gone too.
They both busted? Okay, that's cool.
The 2 players involved are both using all the tactics here. They're both gone. Seidel and Joseph are gone.
What is happening?
Joseph's tournament life on the line here with ace queen of hearts. Turn card is the 8 of diamonds.
Eric Seidel makes a straight. Still got to fade those hearts.
Joseph's just
Seidel's
gone.
back. Okay.
Seidel is back. Perhaps he sat down a little too early because we still have the river card to come.
I don't know.
Massive
how far
pot
they
developing
stream.
here. Seidel, if he wins this, it will be our chip leader of the tournament. River card is the 8 of hearts. Ayah, never easy. Joseph doubles up the 620.
Yeah, where is he? Oh, there he is. He's back. He's
as,
back.
As you can see, Seidel has plenty of chips in front of him still, but that is quite a blow.
Looks like a $700 scarf, by the way.
$700?
Yeah, I mean, the comparable ones I see are like $695.
I mean,
my man's rocking it. I like it.
It's a real TV hand.
that is ridiculous.
He's got Burberry shades.
Yeah, I couldn't even
I mean,
see where you were.
He's got the Triton hat, you know.
I don't want to talk
hell's
shit,
Joseph?
but I think Balenciaga is probably the weirdest and dumbest brand I've ever seen.
I don't want to talk
No,
shit,
not
but
greedy.
I'm going to
Not
talk
greedy.
shit.
It's a tragedy. Pleasure.
All right, no more free information for you. Just can't see my hands.
Oh, we're losing a player. It's a balanced table, so
Good luck, everybody.
Why?
that was only,
That
what,
was
2
so
hands?
rude. You know how hard I worked to get here?
Wang's going to take a seat in one of the outer tables. There's still 3 tables left in play. We're playing 7-handed.
Yeah, I want to be sitting this.
Where are you from?
Oh, you're right.
Seidel left to get his World Series of Art poker.
Oh, there you go.
That's where he went to go.
That is an important detail.
Of course. He's got to rep it, man.
I just remember something. Sorry.
Chad is saying the Husker
Only
Du
cats
shirt
don't
that
have
Seidel is wearing costs
half a big one.
$7.99.
I remember this too.
What is Husker Du?
Good question.
Is it like an alt punk
I mean,
band?
I see the
band?
shirt. $16.
$16?
Yeah.
I bet.
American punk rock band.
Dude, told you.
Formed in St. Paul in 1979.
Husker Du. There we go. I would wear the Husker Du shirt way before
Yeah.
I ever stepped foot at Balenciaga. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah.
One with the race here, ace deuce.
You were under the gun the next hand.
Zaki calls in the small one with 9-8 of spades. Joseph kicks his cards in the muck from
So you didn't fold the big.
The
it
big
wasn't
blinds?
your big blind yet.
King 4-4.
And you were gonna post the
Expecting
ante
to
and
see
then
one would
your big
continue
blind,
here.
and you had one big blind behind.
Jeremy pointing out it's pronounced Husker Du.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, but I was okay because he like won.
I love how there's multiple people in the chat that know this band.
And he
Like,
won a lot here, and then
that's
won
awesome.
today too. Been doing a lot of winning.
by the way, I have a sneaking suspicion I know where Justin Zaki's hat comes from. It says foie gras. There's a my fiance showed me an Instagram account of a clothing company that makes like meme
Oh,
clothing,
really?
and they do like the Saint Laurent adaptations. And there was one that said baguette on it, and I think I kind of want it. Anyway, back to some serious action here. If you want a chance to play in the Poker Masters in 2024, go to PokerGo.com/WinMasters and you can enter for free. We're doing a social media giveaway with Octopi Poker. They want to send you to the Poker Masters. So check them out right now, PokerGo.com/WinMasters. Give yourself a chance to win a seat in the 2024 Poker Masters for free. Seidel trying to recoup some of those losses with ace-queen offsuit here, raising it up to 35K.
10 seconds.
Didn't they say that they
750.
they take us off this table when we're 3 off the money?
Said we go hard hand for hand.
Oh, hard hand for hand.
Yeah. I mean,
Yesterday was 3 off the money. I
Action
think.
folding over to
No.
Womban.
I think
Yeah,
like
Jack
when
hand
he
off.
told initially they were doing it 3 off the money.
Paul said hard hand.
Looks more like jazz off, doesn't it? Oh, okay. Never mind.
Check.
table much quieter than the other one.
Yeah, it's not really possible to be as loud as the Negreanu Riordan table. These guys, of course, all business, knowing that the money bubble is looming. I mean, Seidel has been all business his whole career. Part of the reason why he has been so successful. One of the fun Seidel facts that I'll never forget is the fact that he is, first of all, a huge music buff, but he is a big fan of rap, and especially, I think, 50 Cent, Eminem, that those guys are on his playlists, and it's just not something you probably expect from Eric Seidel.
Well, they usually do hand for hand 2 off the money anyway. Is that considered hard or soft? Or I don't know.
No, that's, I mean, whenever actually hand for hand, it's hard. But sometimes they didn't, like in the last chance.
Seidel defends from the big blind.
Like they had the thing, it's like
Remko's favorite scenario.
Yeah,
Same hand.
Yeah. I think
Both players flop top pair.
50.
Osmus going to continue here, 50,000. Seidel calls. 9 here on the turn.
Both players check to the river. King of Spades completes the board. Of course, we can see that this is a chop. Donnie, any reason for Osmus to get fancy here with that Ace of Spades?
Yeah, I mean, I think he can certainly bet here, and it can even be, you know, betting for value.
For those in the chat asking about Helmuth, he's supposed to be referred to as the Golden Dragon. That's his nickname, self-proclaimed on the stream just a couple of nights ago. Helmuth busted this event, but I'm sure we'll see him again tomorrow. Tomorrow the buy-in goes up to 15K, and we are again doing a nightly stream. So the bonus boys, as I refer to myself and Donnie as, we'll be back with more. We're always trying to give you guys our favorite players on the live stream. But yes, according to ARIA rules, we do have to switch out our tables every time there is a break in the tournament. And this spot is going to get chopped between Osmus and Seidel. Donnie, Osmus, is he headed to the Poker Hall of Fame?
He very well could be. I mean, it comes down to that whole backlog thing that we're always talking about. But I would imagine, you know, he's not anywhere near done in terms of putting up accolades. So
Yeah, you lose time.
I see a few more bracelets in his future. Maybe he ultimately grabs a World Poker Tour title.
I didn't really realize that.
Obviously, the success that he's had here in the studio. He was the PokerGO Cup champion 1 year, so I feel like Jeremy's got, what, at least 10 years left in him.
Oh,
at least.
I mean, the fact that he also, you know, has a wife and a family. He lives in Vegas. He's very established. You know, he's not someone who has those extreme highs and lows. In my opinion, makes him even more likely to add, like, you know, 5 to 10 more bracelets to his total by the time it's all said and done.
Couple of kings here for Zach. He comes in with a raise, and Joseph's gonna hit him with a 3-bet with the Queen 10 of clubs.
Wallman tosses ace-5 into the muck. Seidel quick to give up 7s in the small. Osmus folding ace-5 action now back on Zaki. Donnie, with kings here, are we calling some of the times, 4-betting some of the times? What's your approach here generally?
10 seconds.
I think I would go 4-bet here, but, you know, maybe he wants to play it slow, some frequency, you know. But I think I would just try and 4-bet, induce Joseph to maybe put it in with something. Not sure he's going to put it in with the queen 10 of clubs, of course, but Jozef is an aggressive player.
10 seconds.
Zaki started the hand with 52 big blinds.
Maybe he can come with, like, I don't know, what, 220, 225, something like that.
Feels as though you're going to be spot on here, Donnie. 210.
Yeah, I mean, leave enough room where Jozef could 5-bet jam here.
Queen 10 of clubs into the muck for Jozef, and Zaki takes this one down without seeing a flop. Thanks to all you who stuck around. Much appreciated. I know we all want Negreanu, but we gotta also respect the tournament rules. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I'll say it again.
Can't wait to see that one.
Don't miss out on following us on both Instagram and TikTok, as we have daily new content on there.
For my own.
I know you all like the
Oh, you made a big
reels,
fold?
the highlights, some behind-the-scenes content.
I was just thinking about something.
Didn't feel like you had it.
Not sure how old Michael Jozef is, but no, he's on the younger side.
I bubbled 3 days in
He
a row.
went to USC.
No, I'm saying he
Kinda
has
when
to.
he started playing poker.
Bubbled a 20K big blind yesterday, or 25K big blind yesterday. 20K big blind the day before, and 20K big blind the day before that.
How do you think he keeps bubbling?
Probably gonna bubble again.
Seems like you're trying, new pal.
Seidel, button raise, takes this one down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
As of right now in the tournament, we are down to the final 18. We are on a mandatory delay for the integrity of the tournament. PGT.com does have live reporting available, which is in real time, so if you want to check that out, please know that you'll be ahead a little bit, so there might be a few spoilers there. Please do not relay that information in the chat, but it is possible to follow along with Negreanu as well through the live reporting, and I'm happy to report that he is still hovering about 500,000 chips, looking to make his first cash of the 2024 USPO here tonight.
10 seconds.
We will be streaming until they get down to the money bubble.
Heads up.
Oh, Jozef flops the flush here.
Wow. Your first thought when you flop a hand this strong is always like, how am I going to make any money off of this? Zaki checks on the big blind. Action on Jozef.
25.
Keep it where? Oh, yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? It's definitely one of the coolest poker trophies, isn't it?
Jeremy Auspice is correct. This is indeed one of the coolest trophies.
It I don't know if you know, but it weighs like 50 pounds too. It's like 80. Yeah, it's something crazy.
It's going to be one of those things where if we go another 2 or 3 years, it's going to weigh like 220 pounds.
100%, yes. It's going to keep going up.
Just the folklore of the Golden Eagle Trophy.
And nobody's.
I heard it weighs 220 pounds. Yeah, well, I saw it fly one time.
Right, exactly. And no one's going to try picking it up anymore because everybody's just going to think that it's just too heavy anyway.
I heard they took a real eagle and
cast
dipped it in gold.
The eagle was actually the eagle that lived at Helmy's house. It was Helmy's personal eagle.
Oh, man. All right, we got Wantman and Joseph here. Wantman was the raiser here under the gun. Ace-4 diamonds. Joseph defended from the big blind. Queen, Queen 5. Wantman's going to want to continue here. He does.
He won it also. So he could carry it out, I guess. Yeah, David Peters, he probably had to have some assistance.
Peters won it twice, Jeremy. 20,000 is the bet from Wantman. Joseph makes the call here. King on the turn. Joseph with another check.
Seconds.
70.
7-0.
Double barrel gets it done for the man known as Bucky. Chips up to 1.4 million. Michael Joseph limping in here from the small blind. King 4 off.
$50.
5-0. Seconds. 130. 1-3-0.
Joseph going to hit Wantman with the limp re-raise, going up to 130. Gets it done. So Michael Joseph fighting back up over $500,000 in chips. By becoming a PokerGO annual subscriber, you could win your way right here to Las Vegas to the PokerGO Studio to compete in the PGT Championship Dream Seat Invitational. And that could ultimately be your ticket to playing in a $1 million free roll. Join or upgrade to PokerGO.com today. Pick up an annual subscription and you will be automatically entered into our giveaway. Don't forget to use that promo code PGTDREAM24 because that'll save you $20 on your first year.
I thought you guys
of a
end
new
the stream
annual
once we go
subscription.
soft.
Hard.
Okay.
But it's soft hand for hand because, I mean, we got to keep.
Yeah, of course.
Hard hand ready.
Yeah, two left. As soon as we lose one more player, the stream will be done.
How far is the drive from Tampa to Hollywood?
Thought it was gonna say
3.5
Vegas.
hours.
3.5. Not too bad. Huh?
Yeah, not too bad. Flight's like 40 minutes. But you gotta get to the airport and shit.
Yeah.
How about just
I think
drive
if it's like 4 hours, I like to drive too.
But I just have my car, leave when I want, you know, go wherever I want.
Yeah, definitely. Miami Airport sucks too.
Well, they have Fort Lauderdale Airport.
Yeah.
Is that, what are you flying to?
I fly into Fort Lauderdale. This time, I try to not fly into Miami.
They have direct flights for like from Tampa to Fort Lauderdale for like literally like $20.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Same like
Don't
here
ever
in
fly
LA.
into Miami Airport. Never in a million
Yeah.
years. Avoid at all
So
costs.
if you go to LA, you drive.
Oh yeah, a couple
I
bucks.
haven't been for a long time. I haven't been since right when COVID started. The last time I went. Poker never really like tournaments. Never really picked.
I'm
back
saying if you
up.
went though, you would drive.
I drive.
Actually,
but I have a Tesla,
yeah, just give me a can.
and it's kind of a pain in the ass.
No,
actually.
thank you.
I don't get very good mileage on my car.
Did you order?
So I have to charge it like
Oh,
twice.
I'll get her when she comes back.
No good.
Appreciate that. No problem.
And then you never know about traffic too.
Yeah.
Kind of like I should fly next time I go for poker. If I go again.
Ace King here for Osmus. That little delay in the action was because we are at the soft hand-for-hand portion of play. So we're trying to keep all the tables playing evenly here as we approach the money bubble. Remember that tomorrow's final table in this event will be on PokerGO. If you want to see possibly this man right here, Eric Seidel, possibly Daniel Negreanu, if they ultimately make it to the final table, you'll have to be a PokerGO subscriber. So PokerGO.com, sign on up. You guys can use that promo code I just mentioned, PGTDream24. Another battle of Osmus under the gun, Seidel in the big blind, and both players have the same hand. Seidel did come in with a 3-bet to 165. Osmus might just say, all right, let's run it. Maybe he calls, you know. He's going to take the second option here.
Yeah. 1 second.
Osmus in position here, going to a flop. There is 355 out there.
That's for both of us. Thank you.
10-7-4, one club. Seidel has the ace, king of clubs. About a third pot here, a little bit more from Seidel.
Got to give the edge to Seidel here, Donnie, despite the fact that they both have the same hand. And there it is. Osmus tosses them into the muck, and Seidel is now up to over 1 million chips again.
Conservative approach there from Osmus with ace-king. You know, I think that's probably just the bubble effect, you know, coming into play. Maybe a little bit earlier in the tournament. These two ultimately just get that money in, but here, I mean, Osmus has a pretty healthy stack overall. No need to go too crazy. Still sitting on 35 big blinds. As Remko always says, guys, ace-king, still just a drawing hand.
It is a drawing
That's all
hand.
it is.
It's just ace high, Donnie.
It was, yeah, for sure.
By the way, Plausionitis in the 7th seed. Haven't really mentioned him just yet. A little bit of a cross between Dominic Nietzsche and Christopher Frank, if you ask me. Also feels as though this man's probably well studied.
30.
Also, shout out to Hillbilly Jimbo in the chat. He says, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. There you go, Jimbo. Appreciate it. Does help us. Actually, subscribing helps you more than it helps us because it means you're in the know whenever we drop a new highlight video or when another live stream goes off.
So many fucking short stacks out here.
I know.
It's crazy.
I don't know how many are there. There's one there.
Mention of lots of short stacks as we are rapidly approaching the money bubble.
It was pretty fucking deep otherwise.
Awesome's going to check call here. 3 on the turn. That gives Wattman 2 pair now.
Seconds.
105 is the bet from Wattman with his 2 pair. Just a gut shot here for Auspice Donnie. Kind of tough to continue here against this bet size, right?
Yeah, I think it is tough to continue. Didn't even get to turn a spade, you know, working with that 10 of spades.
10 seconds.
Wattman, a very, very good player. World Poker Tour champion. Certainly can get in there with, I guess, some more speculative holdings, but, you know, plays extremely well that he can maneuver accordingly. Sitting on 1.4 million is the man known as Bucky, Matthew Wattman. Sedell working with 1.1 million. Wattman's gonna stay on the gas here. Can't really blame the guy. I mean, doesn't really seem like anyone is that interested in playing back at him too much, and they are a couple spots off the money now, so gonna leverage his big stack and just really try and put the pressure on his opponents. Plossinitis has a decision here. Comes with a call with the king-queen off. Ace, 10, deuce. Flop here that Wattman might want to rep, and he does with a small bet, 20K. Plossinitis makes the call. 3 on the turn. We'll see if Wattman wants to continue to just barrel off here. If he wanted to, I mean, he could put a lot of pressure on his opponent. There is that pressure.
Paulius Plossinitis from Lithuania has 1.1 million in career tournament earnings. Plays the big buy-ins. Noticed him in the results of some of the Triton events. Played some 100K buy-ins as well as he makes the call here with King High. Donnie, what's the game plan here with the short stack that he has?
I mean, he might just value his king high is good at some frequency here. I mean, Wantman is a person that's capable of having multiple shells in the chamber. Doesn't have a third one on this hand, and he's going to wish that he did. Well done there from the Lithuanian. You know, only began that hand with, I think, 15 or 16 big, something like that. Maybe 18, but on the short stack, not scared of the bubble, not scared of going against the chip leader.
I mean, speaking of starting from the bottom, now we're here. I just pulled up Klaus Unitas' Hendon Mob profile. His first cash in October of 2024, Donnie, was the Sunday 5-pound dealer dealt event at the Genting Club in Edinburgh.
What year?
2014.
Oh, 2014.
So 10 years ago, he was playing a 5-pound buy-in live event, and then as you can see on my screen, Donnie, the list of cashes at the Genting Club in Edinburgh, all these low buy-ins,
I thought it was Lithuanian.
10 to 15 pounds. I mean, probably just moved to Scotland for some time. All these lower stakes events that he cashed, leading to a gradual climb in buy-ins, and in the last year after the pandemic, this man has been playing high stakes all over the world. So good to have Klaus Unitas here representing Lithuania.
I get some Harry Potter vibes with the glasses, you know.
He's 11th on Lithuania's all-time money list.
Joe's off here raising with 2 6s. Wantman calls with Queen Jack of Hearts. Seidel's in there with 2 10s. Action now over to Justin Zaki, who finds Ace King. $190,000 on the 3-bet from Zaki. Action now on Joe's off. He folds. Wantman quickly folds behind. Let's see what Seidel wants to do with these 10s.
Don't need him. Give more or less.
Seidel gives it up. And Zaki
really?
takes that one.
Are you surprised to see that?
Not really. I think maybe there's sometimes that he calls in there. I mean, Zaki isn't the shortest, so can play at post if you want. I mean, 10s is pretty decent, but
yeah,
got to factor in how close you are to the money.
Are we on hand for hand or just soft hand for hand, I guess?
For those unaware of the meaning of soft hand for hand, it means that the tournament staff is keeping an eye on all the tables, making sure nobody is taking excessive time to slow the action down, which would of course give them an easier pathway to making the money. So play is still continuing as normal, but there is a bit more oversight, and then once we get down to the actual bubble, things will go hand for hand, and everybody knows how that works. Plausinitis here, raising the button with jacks. Zaki with ace-king. This could be trouble for one of these two players, as a classic coin flip is potentially on our hands. Here comes Zaki with the 3-bet. I believe 95 was announced. Yes, there it is. Plausinitis, Donnie, this close to the money bubble, sitting on 21 big blinds. Is it just an automatic shove with jacks?
Yeah, I mean, I think you just put this in. It's just jacks is just too good of a hand. Oh, Zach got away from it.
Wow. That is surprising to see. Donnie, I'd like to hear your arguments for this.
Sorry.
The bubble.
I mean, it's obviously because they're on the bubble, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Maybe they've played all day.
Ace queen.
Plausonitis has been tight all day. But still,
yeah, I mean, I don't. Given the stacks, I think I'm just gonna risk it there with the ace king. I'm, gonna 3-bet get it in against Plausonitis with the stack that he had. Right now, if it's Seidel making that play against you, I think it's a different situation, of course, because he has you covered. You have a very good stack, but I don't think I would be 3-bet folding ace king there. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but
he seemed very confident in his decision making.
I mean, even if he's got jacks and queens, I mean, I think just, you kind of take the flip. You know that you have the cushion of having the fairly larger stack, and you try and pick up a pretty good chunk of chips overall.
Non-standard play. But it wasn't right. No. Well, I just lost. It was just like a big over. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I look like an idiot. I look like a genius or an idiot. One of the two. Huh?
8-7-7 on the flop. Zachy flops top pair. Zachy taking the low variance approach, knows that his stack is worth a lot right now. Waltman lets it go, and Donnie, without much resistance here, Zachy picks up some chips and continues to chip up, so perhaps part of his strategy is to be a bit less confrontational in these big pre-flop situations. Plausonitis raising it to 30K. Action on Joseph on the button.
85.
Rishin is asking in the chat where the live reporting is. Well, check it out on pgt.com. That's where we have all of our live reporting, our leaderboard standings, and all that good stuff. Please make sure to follow us on all the socials, especially Instagram and TikTok. If you're not yet following us there, please do so. We have daily videos from our events. We have highlights. We have throwbacks. We have classics from the past. A whole bunch of good stuff on there. And of course, if you're enjoying our YouTube coverage, we have daily live streams during the US Poker Open. It's our bonus coverage. And tomorrow the final table will be exclusively on PokerGO.com. Jeff and Brent are going to be on the call for that one, as we still hear Negreanu chatting in the background. So you know he's still in. Has a chance to make that final table tomorrow.
You like 400 Jeremy?
420.
I can almost understand Negreanu better than the players at this table. It's very impressive. Joseph here with the race, ace-8 off. Waltman comes along on the button in position, calling for 40K. King, queen, 3 on the flop. Wallman does not get what he wants out of this flop and lets it go. Just a reminder, as soon as this tournament hits the actual money bubble, we have to close up shop for the night as per ARIA instructions. We're not set up to stream multiple tables in this event, but at least we are streaming the final table tomorrow, and we appreciate everyone for tuning into this bonus coverage. Helmuth already busted today's event. Negreanu's still going strong on one of the outer tables. We had him on the show earlier, so if you missed that, please go check it out. Skip back on the stream, always a possibility.
35.
Donnie, I see that you're in the lab trying to figure this out.
Yeah, I mean, I was just reviewing that hand with Justin Zaki. I mean, I think it's a shove. I think what I'm looking at agrees that it's a shove. I mean, I think it was only 21 big blinds, if I remember correctly. So
correct. Basically, what you're saying is never fold ace king.
Well, no. I mean, there's situations when I think folding happens. Yeah, I mean, probably the majority of the time you're not folding it, but I just don't think I'm 3-bet folding there if I have 70 big blinds or so, or whatever Zaki had to start that hand against a 20 to 22 big blind shove. I mean, maybe Plausanitis is playing extremely tight, or maybe that's Zaki's read of him. But then again, Zaki is at the table when shortly before that he saw him call down with king high against Wantman, right? I mean, so not that that wasn't a well-calculated play from Plausanitis against Wantman, but you know, it shows that I think he's just not going to be nutted all the time. So,
well, we just got information, Donnie, that the graphics were indeed wrong.
Oh, well, that makes a whole lot of sense.
And Justin, okay, Justin Zaki had ace-9. He did not have ace-king. So we had a graphic error on screen. Apologies for that. But, I mean, Justin Zaki could have just played along and basically said that he is a nit and take advantage of that in the future and pull off some more bluffs. All right, if you're into cash game poker, the most iconic cash game show lives on PokerGO.com. The new season is airing right now. All seasons available on demand. Use promo code NEWHSP12 for $20 off a new annual subscription. We got JRB, we got Andrew Roll, we got Jennifer Tilly in the mix on the latest season of High Stakes Poker. That is available for you right now on PokerGO.com. So go check that out. Use the promo code to save yourself a few bucks. So, damn, I feel like Justin
How am I supposed to do anything if the graphics are just going to be wrong?
Justin Zaki blew up his own spot. Like that was the prime opportunity for him to get lots of fold equity in the future. But jokes aside, of course, the graphics should not be wrong. Important to note that.
It's like you're going to get someone in trouble no matter what you say. If we would have said, you know, graphics are probably wrong, well then we get the graphics team in trouble.
Right.
We say, seems like a little bit tighter fold than we're used to seeing, and we get Zaki in trouble. I mean, it's, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean,
well, can you please look at ace jack on your solver, Donnie? Seidel raises it up. King 8 of spades. Zaki here with ace 9. Or is it ace king?
Oh man. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna go with ace nine because it's folded.
Tight fold. Tight fold. Tight fold. Tight fold.
Oh, man.
Where's Ren Lin?
Where is Ren?
I miss Ren Lin.
Feels like we're,
Michelle, are you keeping track here?
Yeah, we're playing a lot of hands.
we're playing at like
There-
mock speed.
There's no way that they're playing as many hands as us. There's no way.
We're playing pretty fast over here.
There's no way.
All right. I have faith in you. 10, 20, 20.
does seem almost impossible.
It's literally
We can be ahead like 2 hands or something before they stop.
Yeah.
Players.
I mean, every hand we played's been lightning quick. Like there hasn't been one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had some post flops. So.
They haven't?
How many rivers have we seen in the last 10 minutes?
They are playing pretty fast.
They
up
are.
here.
They are. Yes,
I mean,
they are.
Things are moving along
It's
quite
been
nicely.
It's been a good table.
10 seconds.
But yes, soft hand for hands means that tournament staff is trying to balance the amount of hands that are being played. And Sardell here raising it up with 10 out of spades is going to be facing some resistance from Plausinitis
105.
with pocket aces. He makes it 105. Oh, look at this, Donnie. Wantman with ace-queen suited in the big blind.
You know what you started with?
10 seconds. Extension.
225.
225. Get rid of it.
Wantman did come with the 4-bet here, 225. That did get Seidel out of the way.
All in.
And
Wantman does not like it. Look at him. I mean,
yeah.
Immediately makes the face, but ultimately he's just going to be priced into call, yeah.
All right, Wantman priced in, runs into aces, but the good news for Wantman is that he has his opponent covered by quite the margin. Plausinitis with aces looking to double up and give himself a real shot at making this final table. 465 is the all-in for the Lithuanian. Here comes the flop. Queen 6-4. Well, it's a start.
Yeah. Got to start somewhere if you're going to come from behind and win this one.
You're gonna deliver a sick one.
Okay, anyway.
9 on the turn. Doesn't change a thing.
Almost folded.
Wantman looking for a queen and a queen only. River card is the 9 of diamonds. And Plausinitis receives a large double up here. Just a few spots off the bubble.
Didn't Jim bust?
Huh?
Auspice is interested in the bubble, Donnie. Can't blame him
Oh, I didn't realize that.
sitting on 26 big blinds.
Yeah, he's a value guy.
Wantman still left with 745. 49 bigs, nothing to stress about for him just yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of annoying. You know, you're chipping up, chipping up, chipping up. You know, you're pretty much in control. You're the chip leader of the table, possibly of the tournament. You know, really, really driving things, and then you actually pick up a, fairly premium hand, and you just run into it for one of the shorter stacks at the table, and it's just Bit of a cooler there for Wantman, but as you said, you know, still healthy now. Still got about 50 bigs to work with.
10 seconds. Seconds. Check.
Small pot between Seidel and Wantman here.
Top pair for Wantman on the queen high flop.
Check.
Check, check, deuce, turn. Connects with Seidel, but Wantman still best here with that pair of queens.
Check. Check.
Check. What?
Looks like it. Yeah, because they're much
Yeah, we have seen like a few blocks. Yeah, quite a few. Yeah, they might be playing a race.
She just slowed them down. $40,000.
One ten.
110.
Wantman gonna try and get some of those chips back here.
I mean, it's also the right time to apply pressure, Donnie. Like, we're close to the money. Even though you're going to stumble into a big hand every now and then, the vast majority of the time, your opponent is not going to have aces.
Extension. 240.
Wow, and Plausenitis not looking to back down and sit back on those freshly acquired chips. He's just going for the pressure, Donnie. Wantman admits defeat, and the Lithuanian with ace-7 suited is just going to rake in a few more chips and extend his table lead here. Perfect timing for Plausenitis to find a double up and then, you know, put the pedal to the metal. Perhaps use a bit of a tighter image to his advantage on the money bubble to rake in some more chips.
I mean, we can obviously see the cards, and I think it's just lending itself to the fact that he's going to be quite a handful with $1 million plus in chips now, especially on this bubble. So look out for the Lithuanian.
All right, a little wide angle shot here. We saw Bill Klein. We saw the Dirt Farmer, Roger Johnson in the frame. Nick Schulman, Daniel Negreanu. They're all still grinding.
Yeah, what time is Din Tai Fung closed?
Asking the real questions.
pot pretty soon. Yeah.
Roger
We're
Johnson,
gonna-
by
we're
the
gonna
way,
break this table
has
anyway,
cashed
so-
every single event so far.
No freaking way.
So,
Yeah.
what, 2 off the money here?
know
He
what I-
could very much
I
be
know what I want.
5 for 5 cashing tournaments. The Dirt Farmer, baby, as the Golden Dragon calls him.
He's also busted Helmy twice, which is huge. Osman's all in here with Queen 10 of diamonds for 355 on the big blind of Plouts tonight. As Donnie, this is an interesting spot that people will probably run into themselves in their local tournaments. What kind of pair do you need to make the call here comfortably as Osman's is all in here for 17 bigs?
Probably 6s or 5s. I mean, it was, what, about a 16 big blind shove?
20 seconds proof.
I got two vouchers. I got 2 vouchers. You want them now? Yeah.
20 seconds.
I'll give it to you in a second. When you come back, I'll give it. Yeah, yeah.
30 seconds for extension. Post flag is 30 seconds. So within probably So you hearing me when I say 10 seconds? Should I say it louder? I didn't feel it. Okay. I focused too much. Okay. Thank you. I'm now just looking at the so, okay. That's good.
It would be interesting about the Zachy hand where I guess he did have ace-9 and the graphic showed ace-king, but if other players at the table are getting delayed information and see that, because we heard that Zachy was watching the stream, talked to our reporter on the floor, and then relayed the information that it was wrong, right? So if you take him at his word and it's wrong, which kind of makes sense with how fast he folded and the fact that he probably wouldn't fold ace-king there. But what if the players don't necessarily know that, right? You know, what if they're not talking to Justin Zachy? What if he never says it at the table? So that would just be an interesting dynamic going forward. If you're looking at him and you're like, oh, this guy is maybe 3-bet folding ace-king in a spot where like he shouldn't be, and so maybe he's leaning a little bit tighter. So just kind of an interesting thing to, I guess, think about as things go further in this tournament.
The meta of that is, of course, extremely complicated because you also have to then know, do they know that I folded ace-king? Because if they don't, then how do I balance against that?
Yeah.
It's very interesting. All right, and with that, I've been told that play is now on the bubble, which means we will conclude our live stream for the night. It's been a lot of fun to bring some coverage here. If you've missed the start of the show, we had Daniel Negreanu on here for well over an hour. It's been a fun live stream. Action will continue until they get down to the final 6, and then we'll pick it back up tomorrow on PokerGO.com. Jeff Platt and Brent Hanks will be on the call at 2 p.m. Pacific Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. This was our bonus coverage. We're happy to provide some extra content here during the late hours in Las Vegas. My name is Remko Rinkema. Donnie Peters was alongside me once again. Thank you all so much for watching. On your way out, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Like I said, final table tomorrow, and then Donnie and I will be back tomorrow night late with another bit of bonus coverage. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll catch you again on the next one.